Hello everybody and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. This is How to Train a Speedrunner, a show dedicated to beginner-friendly tutorials for speedrunners or people to get into speedrunning, learn how easy it is to do speedrunning. Tonight we're going to be showcasing a really new game, Ravenlok. Before we get into that though, just a few quick reminders I want to give everybody. SGEQ 2023 is coming up. It is this weekend, May 28th through June 4th in Minneapolis, Minnesota. You can go to gamesdonequick.com for more information. We hope to see you there, or if you're not there, we hope to see you online and enjoy the week-long marathon. We also have Frame Fatale Studio and online volunteer applications coming up. That's going to be June 9th through 17th. You can use !FF in Twitch chat to learn more. With that said, like I alluded to earlier, Ravenlok, a very new game. I'll hand it over to Runner, let him introduce himself.
Hello everybody, my name is Song of Soil, and today I am bringing you Ravenlok. I am an indie obscure speedrunner. I run a lot of indie games. I have a plethora of probably 25 games under my belt. And Ravenlok came out 20 days ago, and it has stolen my heart. I absolutely love this speedrun. The devs and the publishers are both the same. They're both called Cocoa Cucumber, and they have developed games called Riverbond and Echo Generation. Echo Generation is releasing soon on Steam. It's like a Paper Mario-esque RPG, but they're very known for their voxel art style. And as you can see right now, when we're looking at the menu, you can kind of see how their art style is. I was going to have the devs on the stream with me, but after 2 weeks of releasing patch after patch after patch for us speedrunners, they deserve a break, and they're on vacation right now. So sadly, they will not be with me today. So I'll be doing the whole tutorial by myself. I'm actually going to kind of just get into it. So with that, I'm going to start the tutorial, and we're going to explain. I'm going to kind of do like in chapters and segments. So I'll start with like the beginning, and then I'll do like another chapter, which I'll call like the first boss, and then the second boss. I finished Ravenlok about a week ago. Oh, sorry, but it's too short. It is too short. I agree with that. So anyways, I'm going to start the tutorial now, and well, let's get into it. So doing your setup for Ravenlok is a little different than most games because the developers decided instead of alienating one side of their community, they would release two different games. So there's two different Ravenloks that you can play. There is the public patch, and then there's the dev branch. So for speedrunners, they gave us access to the developer branch, which has a bunch of stuff that's not accessible to casual players, such as the speedrun glitch. So there's a glitch that we found in the game, which I'll explain a little bit later on what it does, but it was such a huge thing to the game and its difficulty that they decided to, instead of patching it out, they just added a button that you press in the options that keeps the glitch in the game. And it's only available in the beta branch because they didn't want to alienate us. This game doesn't have a lot of glitches. There's no out of bounds that we know of yet. There's nothing crazy found outside of this one single glitch. But as I said, I'll explain that in a little bit. So to get started, we're going to go into our options, and we're going to set our difficulty to easy. This game has 3 different difficulties, and the difficulties do not make your enemies into sponges. They actually know what difficulty means. They don't just amp the health up to 200 and damage 200. Even hard and easy all have the same health pools. The difference is, though, is they hit a lot harder, they have a better AI reflex, so they'll swing a lot faster than the other times. And coming up in June, they're releasing a patch that you will no longer be able to stun lock enemies. So they will be swinging on you 24/7 on the hardest difficulty. So I can't wait for that. So we're going to put this to easy, and then we're going to head over to gameplay. So I'm going to explain these options that I have ticked right here. These are the ones that they added for speedrunners, which I thought was really awesome. So they have hold to attack. This game is not complex when it comes to the combat system. There is one attack the whole game. You press one button, you swing. So I brought up that I have arthritis, which my hands don't work as well as they used to. I suffer, from that. So I asked the developers, hey, there's a lot of mashing in this game. Can we add hold to attack? And they did. So now we just hold the button and she attacks. You don't have to use it. You can click it on it, you can click it off. It doesn't matter how you want to do it. But for people who need accessibility options, I think it's amazing. Same with hold the dash. So in this game, you have a dash that you use for your main momentum to keep going, go straight, left, right, whatever. Instead of having to keep mashing it to move, you can now put on hold. Same thing, you just hold it, she continues to dash. Skip all dialogue and cutscenes. This is pretty self-explanatory. We have a lot of text dialogue that pops up in a lot of boxes, and we have cutscenes that kind of slow us down. This just mutes all of that. It skips everything for you and gets straight into the game. Absolutely love it. Display potions and bombs in the HUD. You don't have to have this displayed. It's just more of a quality of life type thing. It allows us to see how many potions and bombs we have during our run, because bombs are very important, potions are very important. And the way that they have them set up is that they're in a menu, and the only way to see them without that toggled is by opening the menu and looking. And it's just very slow. So they decided to add that to the HUD. And then we have speedrunner mode. So in most games in speedrunner mode, you would usually see a timer appear. It would like a pop on the screen, you know, it's a way to like track your time. That's usually what speedrunner mode means. That is not what this means in this game. What this does is it adds a system with how the bombs work that allows you to use the bomb to hit multiple enemies at one time. Because they're bombs, they're supposed to explode. In the pre-patch before they released this, bombs only affected one enemy. Well, because they activated that, it has weird, wonky functions with larger enemies. So instead of it just doing the damage of one bomb, the bomb will hit their hitbox, and the hitbox is counted as like maybe 5 units. So instead of the bomb hitting them once, it's going to hit their body and then every one of the other boxes on the boss. So instead of doing 500 damage on a regular bomb, it now does 3,000 damage. So you can manipulate the damage. There's a bomb in this game called the time bomb that does a whopping 2,000 damage, I think. So if you hit a bomb on the boss and it's a larger boss, you're talking about 10,000 damage. We're talking instant death to a lot of the bosses. But it only works when their hitbox is expanded. So that's why we have that activated. You don't have to play like this, but if you want to keep the glitch on, you can. If you want a harder experience, you can deactivate the glitch. That's why they did that for us. Okay, so now that I've explained how to set the run up, we're going to actually get into the game. So let me delete my files. I'm going to start.
I do just want to say that it's awesome that they added like that kind of accessibility options and stuff like that.
I agree with you 100%. I'm really glad they did that for people with health issues and to make the run more viable long periods of time. Because, you know, doing one run at being 40 minutes long and you're pressing attack over and over and over again and dash, after 2 runs, your hands are done. I don't care who you are. Your fingers are raw. It doesn't feel great. So this just allows us to keep running the game over and over without the fatigue. And like I said, this is on a whole separate version of Ravenlok than what you would get on the public branch. So that speedrun glitch is not available to the public. So the game is still perfectly accessible for everybody without it being broken. So with that, let me explain how we start the run. So we do not start on selecting new game. We start after creating our profile name and clicking confirm down there. We kind of believe that it gives you more of a way to personalize your run. So let's say you go to do a marathon and you want to do an incentive. You can have someone name your profile before your timer even starts. Let's say you have someone inside your Twitch chat and you want to just add their name to it for fun. Like I'm going to add GDQ and Hotfix. Okay. So now my name is picked, I can click confirm, and that's when my timer would start. But once again, we're not worried about the timer, we're doing an explanation. So I'm going to confirm, and then we're going to start the game. So there is a trick that you would do before starting up your run. So as you can see, she's in this walking animation. So you can click on a button, and she kind of goes into like a slight jog. But if you start the game out with the walking animation, you lose about 0.4 seconds. Oh, wow, 0.4 seconds. But, you know, when you're trying to get those times, you know, everything counts. So what you would do is you would hop into your main menu. You start up a new game, right? So you would start the new game, you go into your walk, you would activate run, you'd quit out, you'd delete your profile, make a new game, name it whatever, because this is when you would actually start your run. And so instead of her being in a walking animation, as you can see, she is now stuck in her run animation from the start. So instead of having to do that slow start, you just boom, and you're straight to the farm. This is the first part of the entire game. This is what we call the farm. We actually are going to add a category called barn percent, because there's a barn over there that you have to get into, and there's an elusive thing that we believe that a 1 minute 49 time is possible, but we've only got it down to 150. But we're one of these days going to get the 149 barn. So when you start out, you're going to walk through, you're going to come through the load area, you're going to cut through this campfire and walk straight to your dad. You're going to mash as fast as you can, whatever your accept button is. On controller, it's A if you're using an Xbox controller. You talk to your dad, you walk in the house, you talk to your mom. So what your mom's going to do is she's going to send you on a little task to collect 4 flowers. These little flowers that you see right here. So you can either go left or you can go right. There is no time difference, but it is easier going left. And the reason why that is because, as you can see, I can't rotate my camera all the way around. It is stuck to a fixed, like, half screen rotation. So if you go to the right, everything's behind you. So now when you start running back the other way, you're running blind against the camera. So it's hard to tell where you're going. So what we usually do is what we've routed in is you go left, you'll cut in front of the tree, and you'll grab the first flower. You'll head down, and there's going to be another flower just directly straight. You'll grab that. You'll cut through the campfire, because like I said, you can see now. We'll cut through the flower beds, head behind the tractor, and grab our third flower. So I'm going to show you what this looks like going the other way. You can't see where the tractor's at until you're already next to it. You can't see the flower beds till you're already next to it. So if you don't know the pathing, it's just kind of confusing and you kind of run into things like you'll hit the tractor, you'll hit the flower beds. So just go left, makes it easier. So we used to go in front of this tree to grab the last flower, but as you can tell, there's a hand that appears and it activates a dialogue. You don't want to waste your seconds, so we go around the tree so we can continue mashing, and then we just pick up the flower, skip that little dialogue interruption. You'll walk in the house, you'll put the flowers on the table, and now I'm going to explain something about NPCs. You cannot talk to them when you're behind them. You can only talk to them when you're beside them and in front of them. So when you're going up to like your mom, your dad, or an NPC, make sure you don't cross behind their shoulder blade. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting there trying to mash and you won't be able to talk to them. Your mom gives you a mission to pick up a key to wind up some clocks. So there's 2 separate things you can do with these clocks. There's there's clocks on the left wall and clocks on the middle wall. There was a runner that was watching my stream and I was still going to the left clocks when there's clocks literally right here that you can use it on, is saving yourself 4 seconds. So yeah, go to the middle clocks, don't go to the left one. After done winding them up, you'll talk to your mom. So the thing about this house, like once you leave it, you can see the door opens up and you kind of just phase through it. There's no collision on this door. So when you're running into the house, 9 times out of 10 when you're doing this, you're going to be coming from the right side. You can clip into this railing and then you can actually phase through the door right there instead of walking to the middle. Once again, this only saves like 0.1 second, but that elusive 149 will happen, I promise you. We will cut out everything to get that elusive 149. So, once you're done with the mission, you're going to talk to your dad. Now, the thing is, though, since I was explaining something, your dad is usually standing right here, okay? So, because I was explaining, though, he's down here, so I'm going to go talk to him real quick. He's going to ask you to find his missing toolbox. Now, you want to know how blind your dad is? So, you talk to him right here. His toolbox is literally in the truck. This man needs glasses, okay? Can't even find his own toolbox. So you'll go over, you'll grab the toolbox, you'll head over to the shed, you'll put his toolbox down, and then you'll go back and talk to him. He's going to give you a key that allows you to access the barn. As I said, this is the elusive barn that we're talking about. This is when we would time barn percent, right as you open this door. So, to go inside the barn, it looks like you have to go through this door. You actually don't need to walk in between the doors. You can phase through the door and save yourself about a split second of time instead of walking to the middle. It kind of like tricks you, but any door in this game is, you can just phase through them. They don't have any collision whatsoever. Once you enter the barn, we have to, I'm sorry, oh my god, I was talking about the barn so much. I love this barn. Anyways, once you enter the barn, you're supposed to interact with this mirror, and then you leave the barn again, and this is the last time that you'll see your parents, the last time that you will see your dog, and the last time you will see your house in the entire game. But before I leave, I have a special thing for GDQ and GDQ only before I leave the barn. So, once you go to the mirror asks you to grab a cloth. Make sure to learn the new route when I get back from SGDQ. Oh, Steve, I can't wait for that. So, once you get back from the barn, you're supposed to collect a cloth for the mirror. So you walk inside the house, you'll grab the cloth, and then you'll head back to the mirror, and then you'll actually enter the real game. But before I do that, I want to show something that you can use as an incentive in marathons, and I think it's amazing. Okay, ready for this? If you walk up to this box... Alright, GDQ chat, should we put a bow, a hat, or glasses on the dog? I want to hear it. I want to hear it, dog. You can interact with the dog. What should we put on the dog? I'm so excited, guys.
I'm voting bow.
You're voting bow?
Bow.
Okay, we got bow so far. I'm waiting for chat to start popping up with some... Oh, we got sunglasses. Okay, okay. I mean, you know, repping them sunglasses. I see 2 dogs so far in there with sunglasses. Bow, of course. All right, that's 2 bows. I'm gonna give it 10 more seconds, and then I'm gonna click bow if no one else says anything. Glasses, hat. Oh, we're tied with glasses. Oh, wait. Hat won. Hat won.
Hat won.
Oh,
hat
look at that. Now watch this though. You can pet the dog! Okay, so, you can pet your dog, you can dress your dog up, and then you can actually get into the run.
I think you just sold this game to, like, every person watching.
I absolutely love it. I hope this game gets into, like, some big marathon, so I can dress the dog up and pet it for everybody. So, sadly, though, everybody... Actually, before I leave, because we all know how much everybody loves animals, let me give the doggo one last pet goodbye, because we will never see the dog again in the entire game. So... Goodbye, puppers. We love you. And now off we go into the actual game. So once you grab the cloth from the kitchen... Everybody pet the dog! I love this. So, once you enter the barn again after grabbing the cloth, you'll interact with the mirror, and now we're going to enter Wonderland. So this is where I'm going to explain the story of the game before we get into it, because this is the perfect segue for it. There's a picture to the right of this mirror. As you can see, it looks like an older lady wearing a mask. That is your grandma, and she is the main villain of this story. So, she's actually the Queen of Wonderland. This is a game that takes place in Alice in Wonderland. You are technically Alice. Your name is Kira, but you go by Ravenlok because of your black hair as you enter into Wonderland. But you are summoned by a force. There's a rabbit that you can see when you walk out of the barn. You can see his ears, like pop up on the barn. And if you look closely, you can see the rabbit. When you enter into this, you become what they call the Black Knight. You don a shield and a sword, and your goal is to take down the tyrannical queen. You're going to help the Mad Hatter, the rabbit, and all of that bring peace to Wonderland once again. So here we go. We're heading in. We about to knock out Granny. So once you summon in to Wonderland, which also, by the way, this game is absolutely beautiful. I hope everybody sees, like, it is just gorgeous. You'll walk down and you'll talk to this rabbit. This rabbit's going to give you a request to grab your shield and your sword. So what I like to do, after I talk to him, I will skid across this wall so I can enter into this cutscene about a second faster. And I'm going to angle myself heading towards the sword. Once I pick up the sword, I'm going to mash interact and dash. So once I'm done picking it up, I can instantly go into dashing. So this is what I meant by attacking. Now imagine doing this the whole run. Imagine just mashing the whole run. Okay? So now we can actually hold it, and we can also hold our dash. So instead of having to press it, it's now just a hold function. So once we grab our sword, our next task is to grab our shield. So we're going to head back up through the fountain area, and we're going to head into the Victorian Manor. Once we enter the Victorian Manor, we're going to interact with this mirror. All mirrors in this game are used as healing stations and fast travel points. We only use them for fast travel points. Sadly, we never use them for healing, as we've kind of figured out the game to the point where we don't really need to heal. Once you interact with the mirror, you're going to head down, go across this way. These books, you can actually dash through them. So you don't actually need to go around them. You can dash straight through, interact with the cupboard, grab your shield, and then leave the manor. Did you make this game? No, I talked to the devs though, like every day. So I had a huge part in the new update. So with the manor, when you leave, there's a rabbit to your left. Now this is where I want to go into a very important thing about this game. When you talk to certain NPCs, they put you into a walking animation that drags you to a certain point, then they'll talk to you. So if you talk to them on the right side or the left side, and like they actually want you to talk to the middle, Ravenlok will go into a walking animation, walk to that point, turn, and then talk to the NPC. So your goal is to try to figure out where they're going to drag you to, and then talk to them at that location, so it's just immediate talking to them. You don't actually have to wait for any kind of animation. So I'm going to show this in full motion. So we're going to leave the house, I'm going to dash, and I'm going to talk. As you can see, I just slid straight into the cutscene. Did you playtest this game? No, I did not playtest this game. I just speedran it after it came out on Game Pass because I absolutely love this game. I don't know what, I think the graphics were just, oh, I gushed over the graphics. I love it. And plus Alice in Wonderland, my girlfriend's obsessed with the series, so I had no choice but to play it. Alright, so after you talk to the rabbit, you're going to enter into the tutorial zone, and you're going to do walking, dashing, attacking, blocking, magic, health potions, and bombs. All in that order. That's what they're going to teach you all in one quick session. So how we do this is usually they want you to walk to these. Since we already know how to dash, you're just going to dash to them, make it a little quicker. Then we're going to dash 3 times. We're going to dash twice, attack 3 times, dash twice, block 3 times, which right now while they're blocking, get myself some of that water. We're going to cast magic. So we're just going to stand still, cast it, and then we're going to learn how to use potions. I'm going to use quick potions. So how to use potions and bombs. This is what I was explaining before I started. As you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a bomb and a potion icon. If I didn't actually have the HUD thing activated, the only way I could see what I have is by opening this menu, which pauses the game, by the way. Everything stops moving. And you have to actually cycle through bombs and potions. Very annoying, very tedious, time wasting. So keep your HUD on, and so you know exactly what you have at all times. So now what we're going to do is we're going to throw a bomb at them. This is the most broken item in the entire game, because, like I said before, it does extreme AoE damage to bigger enemies. So once you've learned how to use your bomb, your magic, and all of that, you're going to be given a mushroom that you need to take to 2 hedgehogs, which are, once again, you'll go through the fountain area. But this time, instead of taking a right to go to the sword, you'll take a left, and you're going to meet Miss Hedgehog and Mr. Hedgehog. You're going to give them a mushroom, and they're going to give you a mustard seed tea. Right here, the reason why they're giving you this is for what they call the blessing, which is a statue you're going to put here later. So she opens up her shop, so she'll sell you items. But you have to do a mission before she does that. So you'll grab the tea, you'll head over to the husband, and you're just going to mash through his dialogue, and you're going to enter into the first enemy area of the game. Now, we're 20 minutes into the explanation, but I want you to know, this is 5 minutes into the run, I think? It's like, yeah, we're like only 5 minutes into the run. So anyways, so you're going to enter into the area, go right, and you're going to keep dashing, and you're going to see a glowing shard in the middle of this, sunstone thing? I don't know what to call it. Pedestal? I don't know. Anyways, before I activate the fight, I want to explain how these fights go. So these are going to be the enemies that I'm going to be fighting whenever I activate this crystal, and there's going to be 3 waves of them. The enemies, when you attack them, they get pushed back. So if you attack them continuously, they will actually, 4 minutes and 20 seconds into the run. Yeah, you're right. Okay. When you attack them too much, they will continuously getting pushed back behind you. And you don't want that to happen because then they'll go out of your attack range and you can't keep attacking them. So what you want to do is you want to find a rhythm and you want to hit them a couple times and then walk forward like 1 step, attack, walk forward 1 step, walk forward, like that. The reason why you want to do that is because, like I said, you don't want them to leave your range. Another thing is you want to make sure you're using your magic, this right here, every time it comes up in this fight. Because it's a homing attack. It homes in on every enemy you're fighting and it always hits them. And it does good damage. Now, it does stop you for a second from attacking because you have to use the whole swing your arm and burst, whatever. But the thing is, though, is you're doing damage to multiple enemies, which is always better than doing damage to a single enemy. So after explaining that, another thing you can do is, as you can see, there's walls. There's also corners. If you push an enemy against a wall, they can't bounce away from you, so you can just soft lock them in a corner and just beat them up. But I want to preface, this is not going to work later in June. They are releasing an update that's going to change the AI and how it functions, so it's not so easy. So. But we're pretty sure it's still going to be cheesable. I mean, this game's pretty cheesable. Alright, so now we're going to start the fight. I'm going to interact with the crystal, and I'm going to show you in full motion what I do. I wait for... Oh, actually, before the fight actually starts. Every time enemies spawn in, they have 2.5 seconds, I think it is, maybe a little less, of iframes. You cannot hit them while they're spawning in. You have to give it a second, then you can hit them. So if you throw your magic right as the fight starts, you're going to hit every enemy, but it's going to do 0 damage. So you want to give it a second until their animations start up, and then throw your magic. And then we're just going to want to... If an enemy starts getting too far from the group, we want to make sure we stop hitting that enemy and target onto enemies that are closer to other enemies. Because once again, you have a homing attack that'll track down enemies that get too far away from you. So I'm going to stand over here. I'm going to wait for the enemies to spawn in. I'm going to attack, throw my burst, hit multiple enemies. We're going to keep luring them into each other so I can hit multiple targets. Burst is about to come up. Use burst again. That enemy has 1 hit. And then this is the last wave. Same thing again. You're going to wait for them to spawn in. You wait for the animations. Throw burst. And like I said, you want to keep them close to each other because you don't want them to go too far. Okay, perfect. So once that fight ends, the cutscene will take over and it's going to spawn you in this area. So even though we know we can go to the right and enter into the wall, if you start dashing after that fight, it's just going to teleport you back here once the cutscene ends. So just once you finish all 3 waves, just stand still for a second, let the cutscene take over, it'll skip it, and then you're going to continue to the right and enter into this door. So this door is going to lead you into the witch's hut, which is the first boss area. So we're going to head in. We're going to interact with the level up mouse, which I'll show you in a second. He's right here at this booth. We're going to level up 3 times. And then I need to collect 4 cinders for this cauldron right here. So what I usually do is after leveling up, I'm going to dash diagonally to the right and grab the cinder. Grab that cinder. This one. And then the last one is going to be in a whole separate area. And that's all the cinders. So, Hunter, I'll explain that. Hunter. Don't get ahead of yourself. So, once you're done grabbing all the cinders, we're going to go into the boss. And how to activate this boss is you talk to them, and they're going to ask if your favorite color is green. You're going to say no, because now the boss is going to get mad at you. So, before I start the boss fight, what Hunter just said in chat is what I was going to say here. We have a thing what we like to call iframe manipulation. Every one of your abilities gives you iframes. So your burst, your shield bash, your flurry, and your volcanic eruption attack all give you iframes, and each one give you a different amount of iframes because the animations last, a set amount of time. We only have 1 attack in this fight, which is our burst. This boss has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks. There's 2 attacks, though, that are AoE damage, and they're poison attacks that appear around the boss. If you stand in that poison, you take a lot of damage. So what we like to do is we like to use our burst while we're standing in the poison to get iframes so we don't get hurt, but we still are doing damage. Another thing about this fight, I'm gonna say yes so the fight doesn't start, is that this potion is very, very, very important for this fight because it allows you to face tank this boss. You can just go straight into face tanking him. You don't need to move. Just pop, 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 pop. Done. Okay. So anyways, I'm going to start the fight, and I'm going to explain something as the fight starts. Right as the boss goes, he's going to take a step. You're going to want to wait for him to take that step, because usually it brings out guns. like he'll like shoot his hands forward. That opens up a lot of damage. But right now he's not doing anything. So what I like to do is I like to just stand here and I'll face tank the boss, dash away, use burst, and then I'm just gonna stand in the poison. And I'm gonna take a lot of damage. We're going to use potion. And we're just gonna face tank now. We're not gonna stop. And boss is done. So that's why you need that potion. You just want to stand up against them and just hit. Now remember, this is on easy, so you're taking way less damage. This is only viable on easy. Every other difficulty, you would get swamped. Your health bar would drain so quick, you would be dead before you even knew it. So that's the only reason why we do this on easy mode. So once you've defeated Fungi, you get Weeping Fungi's head, and you're going to go back to the witch's hut, and you're going to level up, which is going to refill your health all the way back, and you're going to talk to the witch and give her the head that you just got from the boss. So that's why we don't care about what our health is after the end of the fight, because we're going to level up anyways, and it's going to refill it all the way back up. So once you're with the boss, you're going to talk to the mouse, level up, and talk to the witch twice. And we're going to head into the Deer Lake, where we talk to 4 stags, and that'll give us access to the next boss. So I'm going to explain this in a lot of detail, because this is a very tricky area. So I'm going to pause the game and explain before I start getting into it, because I'd rather explain and then kind of do it in full motion and explain like the bare necessities that are more crucial. So in this area, you have 4 missions that you need to do. You have to destroy 4 tentacle plants, 10 mosquitoes, 10 whispers, what we call dogs because they look like dogs. You need to uncorrupt 5 plants, talk to 4 stags after doing all of that, collect 4 mushrooms, and then go fight the boss. Now, this sounds incredibly like there's a lot to do. This area usually only takes about 2.5 minutes. To be the first time. I didn't realize you had to talk to the mouse to level, so I fought him at level 1. Ooh.
That sounds brutal.
Why did we talk to the... Oh, I'm so sorry. I know you're supposed to read. I'm so used to reading chat. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
My peripherals...
No, it's totally fine.
My peripherals keep saying
totally
it.
Fine.
Oh my god.
You got into that mode. It's totally fine. I understand completely.
No,
it's all good.
Go ahead. You can start. I'm so sorry. Go ahead. Okay, so anyways, after we enter into the lake, we do these missions, but there's a way that we do it to make it quick. So I have a path that allows me to defeat 10 mosquitoes, 10 dogs, like all of that, while only doing 2 laps around the entire lake. Does about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So, what we usually start out with is we're going to head straight. We're going to attack this guy, use burst on him to instantly destroy him, destroy the tentacle plant, head over, destroy this mosquito, head to this mosquito, use burst, head over to this dog. So the reason why we like to do these enemies is that you can pin these ones specifically up against walls. So they can't do anything to you because you're just pinning them up against stuff. So that's why I routed these enemies in particular. So we're going to destroy that plant. We're going to talk to this stag to get the purifying powder. Now the reason why we need... This is the only stag that we talk to in the entire lake until we complete all the missions, because you need to get the powder to uncorrupt the plants. So if you don't talk to the stag, you have no way of completing that side quest. So we'll talk to that stag. We're going to destroy these 2 whisperers that are standing right here. We're going to block. Okay, also these dogs, if they do a jumping lunge attack at you where they leap in the air and they go to hit you, you have to block those attacks. They do too much damage, and the boss we're about to fight, you want to make sure you have a good supply of health, because the boss likes to troll you, and I'm not even kidding about that. Oh, I also realized I missed a plant, but that's okay, because honestly, it doesn't really matter if I missed a plant, because now I'm going to save time by defeating that mosquito. So we're going to grab that plant, talk to that stag, we're going to head down here, grab this plant. There's 2 more whispers right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, use burst. So if you attack 4 times then use burst, it's an automatic kill to all enemies at this level on this difficulty. So that's why I always try to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then throw burst. Okay, so now that's all 5 plants, but we haven't destroyed all the whispers or the mosquitoes. So what I do is I enter into that cave because it respawns all the enemies in the previous area. So we're going to do all the whispers again. And that's going to equal 5 whispers. And then I'm going to destroy a set amount of mosquitoes. And that'll equal my 10 mosquitoes. I'll talk to this stag again, which will give me the antler cap. Because as I said, you need to talk to them to purify the plants. That is the last whisper you destroy. We'll talk to this stag, which gives you an antler cap. We'll destroy this mosquito, and then we'll talk to this deer, if I can find it. I'm lost in the sauce. Okay. So what I did is I took a direct path to grab the purifying powder. From the purifying powder, I took a direct path to grab all of the plants while defeating every enemy in my way. I entered into the cave. I left the cave to respawn enemies. I did the same path again to the stag that gives you the powder. Talk to that stag to get that mission complete. Then I'll defeat 1 more whisper, 2 more mosquitoes, and talk to the remaining stags, which will give you the rest of the mushrooms that you need so you can go fight the boss. Also, empty because I cut myself off answering your question because I realized I wasn't supposed to be in the chat. But because I already started reading your question, we talked to the witch because we need to give her the head, because if you head into the Deer Lake and do the missions, then you can't actually fight Bouvador until you still return the head. So you could do the missions and then go back to the witch, but it's more backtracking. So we just do the witch and then we just do the Stag Lake. Okay, now that we're done with Stag Lake, we are going to speak with Larvae. Oh, I didn't. Oh my goodness. I am so ridiculous. I got so busy talking, I didn't realize I didn't complete one of the missions. I explained everything what I was supposed to do, I just didn't talk to one of the stags. Anyways, so don't just forget that. So once Deer Lake is over, we're going to head into the Bouvador fight. Now, this fight, I actually practiced before getting on this stream, and we actually might have broken this run, like this boss, like even more than he was already broken, literally 5 minutes before I was called into the green room, which is absolutely crazy. So you are going to enter into the fight, you're going to talk to the stag, and the stag's going to teleport you into a new area. And if anybody knows the game Viva Pinata, I like to reference that this boss is literally Viva Pinata. You'll talk to Bouvador and the fight will start. This is where speedrunner mode becomes relevant. So I'm going to explain it in depth one more time. Your bombs, when this is toggled, do extra damage to enemies who have larger hitboxes, because hitboxes are segmented in pieces instead of just being one whole hitbox. So the bomb, instead of just hitting one target, hits every piece of the hitbox, doing extra damage. So I'm going to fight this boss without the glitch, and I want you to see something, and then I'm going to do it with the glitch, and I want you to see what happens with it on. So I'm not going to use the bomb. So the fight starts out, we're going to use... Now, do you see how much damage I'm doing? Do you see like how minuscule amount of damage and how long this would take? You would have to sit here and dodge attacks and wail and wail and wail and wail. Okay, so I'm going to quit out to the menu, I'm going to restart the boss fight, and now I'm going to actually do the glitch. So this boss is going to be gone in about 10 seconds, maybe even less. So I'm going to have him charge at me, and I'm going to use burst, which is going to give me iframes. When I use burst and I'm during the iframes, Bouvador is going to stand up on his hind legs. When Bouvador is on his hind legs, his hitbox is at the maximum expansion it can be. So the bomb is going to do crazy damage to this boss. And his health bar is going to go from full to almost empty in literally 2 hits. So I'm gonna show you in full motion on what happens with this glitch activated. So I'm going to speak to Bouvador, I'm going to start the fight, and we're going to go. So Bouvador's health bar went goodbye. Oh, and Bouvador's trying to kill me. So once Bouvador's health bar is gone, you'll just block his attacks if he does headbutts, and then you just use your burst attack one more time, and he's defeated. That's how easy that boss is. You use iframes, so he stands up on his hind legs, you throw a bomb, and then you just mash into his face, he's done. His health bar just goes bye-bye. Now, he's not the only boss that we do that on. There is a few bosses, not all of them, but a few of them that we can manipulate with bombs to finish the fight early.
That glitch is ridiculous.
Which is why they patched it out, but they kept it in for speedrunners. Because even... Keep going, sorry.
Go ahead.
No,
I really appreciate devs that do that. Just like, we understand speedrunners need this, but...
Yeah, exactly. They didn't want to alienate us, which I really enjoy, because this is what gave us the ability to get a sub 41 run. So if they would have took this away, we would have never got to that point. So I appreciate them for allowing us to achieve that. So once you defeat Boobador, you're going to head back to the witch's hut, you're going to level up twice, and you're going to talk to the witch, and you're going to give her Boobador's horn. Once you give her the horn, you're going to enter into her house, you're going to head into the basement, and there's going to be a treasure chest right here. This treasure chest has 2 small potions. You want these potions, because the next boss you fight is 2 bosses in 1. So picture like, you know, Dark Souls, what's their name? Smog and Smo, or Smo and Smog, or whatever it is. Sorry, Dark Souls fans. But you fight 2 enemies at one time. So, once you grab all the ingredients, you're going to go up to the cauldron. You're going to put them inside the cauldron. Head back upstairs. And now, those cinders that we got earlier are now going to come into play. We're going to talk to the cauldron, give him the cinders, and he's going to give us a torch. We're going to head into the house again, go into the basement, go back to the cauldron, ignite the flame. It'll give us the blessing. And now you have completed the entire witch area, or aka Mushroom Forest. That is the entire area of both bosses. Ornstein and Smo! Thank you so much! I'm so...
I have no idea. I've never played Dark Souls.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So, once you grab Smog and Smoke, so once you grab the blessing, you head out of the hut and you talk to the witch, and she gives you a key that allows you into her attic. No pun intended. So once you get into the attic, you're gonna head to this treasure chest, and it's gonna have a medium health potion and an ice bomb. These ice bombs are so broken. They're so broken. So anyways, you'll open up that chest, you'll grab the sheet music, you'll interact with this mirror, and we're going to head back to the Victorian house that we started the run in. So you're going to teleport back to the house, and now we're back here where you first grabbed your shield and grabbed the mirror. Once you grab the sheet music though, you're going to talk to this rabbit, and this rabbit's going to give you a quest for the sheet music. But since you've already got the sheet music, you talk to him again, and he gives you the opera binoculars. The opera binoculars allows you to walk up to these masks, use it, and now you're going to enter into the masked mansion. So this is the second area of the game. I guess third if you want to count the farm really being an area. Once you enter the masked mansion, you're going to head up the stairs. You're going to go... Okay, some people say it's a raccoon. I think it's a panda. I have no idea. Maybe it's a raccoon. It's probably a raccoon. I don't know. I have no idea. It's a tanuki. So you'll talk to the tanuki. You'll go over. You'll grab a mask piece, which is hidden right here on this box. You'll slide over. You'll grab this mask piece. You'll leave the room, and you'll head out of this hallway. You'll take a right. You'll head down here. Grab another mask piece. Go down these stairs, head to this bench, you'll grab the final mask piece, head into the boiler room, and talk to the cute... Look how adorable these one-eyed Cyclops bunnies are. Aww. Like, minions, get out of here, okay? Because these things are stealing my heart. So once you get inside the boiler room, you're going to talk to the rabbit, and the rabbit's going to create you a mask that you're going to use to get past the panda. So you're going to mash the text, you're going to get the mask, and you're going to head in and equip it. I love the mask. The buck teeth really sell it.
Very good mask.
So this right here is DLC. It just comes with the pre-order. I didn't pre-order the game, but the beta comes with it because it's a dev branch. They have every item. So you get this thing, but you don't need this. You will not have this in your regular run. So don't worry about this helmet. You're just worried about the mask. You'll equip it. You're going to leave the boiler room. And once you have this mask on, the moment you touch that red carpet, enemies are going to spawn. So you're going to head over, you're going to activate the fight, and so what I'm going to explain this fight and how I like to do it. Someone call up Charbunny. Once you start the fight, you're going to wait for their animations to start, and you're going to throw your burst. The goal is to push the middle jester onto the stairs. The reason why you want them onto the stairs is because it's a very narrow area. If you're in a narrow area and all the enemies grew up, obviously you're going to be able to hit every single enemy at one time. So we're going to throw burst, hit the enemy up the stairs. Oh, he just, okay, yeah, hey, he just jumped up the stairs for me. I didn't even have to worry about it. And you're going to keep them as close to the stairs as possible, but it seems like one of the jesters decided to jump backwards. So they did not want to abide by what I wanted them to do. So now we're going to throw burst again. We're going to try to lure one of these up the stairs. And we're just going to keep doing that until the fight's over. This allows you to keep attacking them without I don't know what's going on, but they keep like flying over the corners. But it allows you to keep attacking them without having to worry about knocking them too far back. Okay, so last wave. There's always 3 waves of enemies. I don't know what their obsession is with 3 waves of enemies, but that's just what they chose. Oh, there's still 2 more. So once you defeat those enemies, so Song of Soil is a 10 out of 10 runner for real. Oh, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I love it. My heart grows so big. So once you're done with that fight, you'll so goofy. You'll finish the fight, and when you're done, you're going to head up the stairs, and you're gonna keep dashing into the mask. Now, the reason why you want to do that is because once the fight ends, the mask is going to move back, and you can go up the stairs. So you just want to pre-plan your next movement. You're going to just keep going. Boom. Look at that. Mask moved out of your way, and you're going to go back to the panda. Raccoon, tanuki, panda, tanuki thing. You're going to show that you have a mask on your face, and he's going to move out of your way. You're going to enter into the tailor room, and this is the Mad Hatter of this game. I love the Mad Hatter. The design of having 4 arms and being crazy. Love it. So this area is kind of hard to explain, and I'm actually going to quit back to the menu so I can show you in full sequence on how we do it. So you're going to talk to the Mad Hatter, and they're going to give you a quest to pick up 10 pieces of fabric. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Once you have all of those fabrics, you're going to place them on the tables with the bunnies. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to dash over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all of the bunnies. Okay? So now I got caught, and now I'm going to head into the area again, and I'm going to show you in full speed on how we usually do it. Okay? So let me quit to main menu. Okay, we're going to head in. Do I already have the quest? I do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we're going to head over here as quick as we can so they don't turn around. Oh, I'm stuck on a bench. Ah! Okay, and then once you get all the fabrics, so the goal is once you get the fabrics on the table, you want Tweedledum to see you. Because what that does is that teleports you back out of the room, which actually saves you time to get back to the Mad Hatter. So instead of having to go back and then dash all around this wall and then dash back to the Mad Hatter, you can just enter the room, talk to the Hatter, get the report, and then go back to Tweedledum and get caught by them again. And then you'll give them the report. So once you end up giving them a report, this is where you need to be wary, because once you enter this door, the boss fight starts. There is no wind up, there's no nothing, it just starts. You have no time to breathe. So before I run into this door, I want to explain a couple things. This fight is not solved. So this could be a massive time save if someone could find a way to glitch out the enemies. We know it's possible, we just don't know how to do it. So I think it was yesterday when I was doing runs, or maybe the day before, something like that. I was in this fight and I went up against a pillar and Tweedledee was attacking me, but Tweedledum got stuck on Tweedledee's hitbox and wouldn't move. wouldn't attack, wouldn't do anything. So we were able to fight one boss and destroy both of them, which was so amazing. So for anybody who wants to run this game, this is a future time save and a way to get your name out there as a glitch hunter for the game. Alright, get some coffee in my system before I go in. So once I enter the fight, I'm going to head to the left of the stage, and I'm going to stand behind a pole, and I'm going to lure Tweedledee to this pole. So I'm going to wait, and then I'm going to start attacking. Sadly, I didn't get the glitch, so what we're going to do is we're just going to pray and hope that I get really good iframe usage. Oh, that was not good. I went straight into the hammer smack. So during this fight, you have potions, so you just want to make sure that you're using your potions. Oh! I died because I stood inside the thing. So now talking about why this boss is kind of annoying. So once again, I'm going to enter into the fight. We're going to hopefully get the glitch again. Hopefully get the glitch. I mean, not again, but... So this is kind of a version of it. I mean, Tweedledum wasn't attacking at the start, but that's okay. So I'm going to stand right here. I'm going to keep mashing on him. I took another hit. Okay, okay. Okay, you have one to have one in between you and the second. Okay, well I'm not gonna try to showcase the glitch. Obviously it's not working, so I'm just gonna do my usual strat. So what I usually do is I just manipulate potions. It's not the greatest strat because you would like to save your potions, but when it comes to actually like doing the run, you know, you want to stay alive, so it's not that bad to mash them. So that's the usual strat, is that you would just use potions, but you want... So the thing is, though, is if you could figure out how to defeat them without using any potions, you could actually save a whole shopping trip, which would save you, like, 10 seconds, which is pretty big right now in the run, because any percent has gotten, I wouldn't say optimized, but it's definitely getting there. So I would like to be able to find a way to defeat this boss with only having to use one potion, or 0 at all. Sadly, I had to use 2. So the strat is, though, like I said, you're going to lure him over here, stand behind the pole, wait till Tweedledee is crossing, like, this corner, and then start attacking. And then once you see Tweedledee or Tweedledum start charging up attacks, use any of your abilities to give iframes. It doesn't matter if you use Shield Bash or if you use Burst. You just don't want to get hit by their attacks. Now, I know this question is going to get asked, why not use the bomb on them, right? Because they're pretty big enemies. Sadly, because they're multiple enemies, such as like they're 2 separate hitboxes, even if their hammer is raised, their hammer is not a separate hitbox, so it doesn't do a lot of damage to them. So there's no bomb strat on Tweedledee and Tweedledum. So yeah, that's Tweedledee, Tweedledum. Once you defeat them, you're gonna head into the next area, and you're gonna grab that painting. From that painting, you're gonna head over to this mirror. You're gonna activate it, and you're gonna head back to the manor that you started the run in. Well, like you grabbed your shield. So back to the manor. We're gonna head to the right side of the room. We're gonna place the painting on this wall, and we're now gonna head into the Mad Hatter's tea party. Sadly, we're not gonna talk to the Hatter. We're not even gonna interact with him at all. We're gonna head to the next boss. So something I want to explain about this boss. Every boss has like their own strat, I guess, is a good way of putting it, or some kind of like thing that they have like that's special about them. I'm trying to think. I think it was Bagums. Bagums is a runner for this game, and I think during their casual playthrough, maybe it was one of their speedruns. What they did is they went behind Ugsack, which is what this boss is called. His name is Ugsack. He went behind him and realized that Ugsack's hitbox is so big that if you stand against the wall, he doesn't know what to do. So he just breaks. Like, his whole AI just breaks. Do you skip the one puzzle? Anyways, so once you get into the
You
Ugsack fight...
skipped the one puzzle in Mass Mansion altogether.
So, yes, we skipped the puzzle. Even though it does give you a firebomb and a potion, it has a cutscene because the cutscene skipped, and it also has a puzzle and a menu to open up and the menu to close, and then the animation to pop up. It's a 10-second time loss. We thought that it would be a good way to add in another potion and a bomb, because we thought the bombs were going to be really useful. But because we've already routed in the exact amount of bombs that we need, that bomb is useless, and that potion is useless. I would say, though, if you're a brand new runner, I would highly recommend doing the puzzle, because it does take like 10 seconds, if that, and it's a large health potion and a bomb. So it's worth it for beginner runners, because then you have a fallback during certain bosses. So 100% agree, it's good for beginner runners, but for top runners, it's not worth it. Okay, so back to Ugsack. So when you go behind Ugsack and you stand next to the macaroon, which by the way, macaroons are, I love them so much. Easily one of my favorite desserts on the planet. We have a place where I live, right next to me, make the best macaroons. I'm gonna get distracted. Anyways, so once you're behind Ugsack, you're going to keep attacking him because his whole hitbox breaks. Oh, I'm sorry, his AI breaks. And he will not attack you at all. So we're just going to stand here. We'll throw burst when it comes up. And otherwise, as you can see, I'm going to put on my camera. This is the whole boss fight. Look at this boss. 1 second. Click. And then the controller's back up. 1 second. Bam. Hardest boss in the entire run. They also didn't fix that for speedrunners because they thought that was a, good time save. It does break casual play, but, we're not playing for casual. So we just break the boss. So once you defeat Ugsack, you are given the slime key. You're going to head back into the previous area and then take the path to the left. You're going to go up to this treasure chest and you're going to open it with the slime key to get some blue cheese. Actually, a blue cheese cupcake, which absolutely sounds disgusting. And I love blue cheese. But you ever hand me a blue cheese cupcake and we're throwing hands.
I don't think I wouldn't eat that.
So, once you grab the cupcake, you're going to head back to Ugsack's area. And we found out a 1.5 second time save. So in this area, it still thinks that there's an enemy in here, so you can actually use abilities. In areas that there's no enemies in, you cannot use abilities. So what we found out, though, instead of walking into a transition, like dashing into it, our shield bash actually is faster and extends even further. So we can shield bash into transitions and save our stuff about a second. So that's the only transition we use it on, though. So, woo! 1 second time save! Thank you, Ugsack. Love you. Once you're done with Ugsack, you grab the blue cheese. You're gonna head into the serpent chambers. You're gonna head to the very top. You're gonna talk to the serpent, and you're gonna collect 5 flowers. They're like shot cloves that you're gonna use to wake up the serpent. So there's 1, 2. And I keep running into invisible walls, which never happens. You're gonna grab the 3rd one. Dash over to the 4th one, and then there's one last at the very, very bottom. Now, someone asked me previously, wouldn't it just be better to go all the way to the bottom and then work your way to the top so you can see the flowers? No, it's not. It's not faster. It actually wastes like 8 seconds. So, not worth it, because you have to go all the way down, you're missing the flowers, and go all the way back and collect them, when you can just collect them all the way down. So yeah, just collect them on the way down. Blue cheesecake. I think it was a blue cheese cupcake. An exotic dessert with a whiff of cheese. Delicious. That sounds gross. So once you collect the clove jolts, you're going to walk back up to the serpent. You're going to talk to the serpent. And you're going to talk to him twice. So once you click Enter Nightmare, the boss battle is going to begin. So this boss is actually rather simple, but if you're not careful, can defeat you pretty quick, because the head does 250 damage, the middle to head does 300 damage, the fireballs do like 100 damage a piece, and there's like 40 of them on the screen, so if you don't dodge them, it's like instant death. So it's a very easy boss because everything moves pretty slow. But that's That's about it. You just gotta make sure you're dodging. So I'm gonna enter the nightmare, and the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw my burst. So, throw burst, and then I'm gonna dodge to the left. And then I'm gonna wait, and then I'm gonna dodge to the right. Then I'm gonna stand up against this wall, and I'm gonna throw burst, and right when I see him flash, I'm gonna dodge back. Oh, well, I messed up my timing. So I would normally dodge back, dodge forward, not get hit by the head. I just dodged a little too soon. Okay, well. Bad display of how to dodge the head. But anyways, you would dodge the head, you would go back, you would fight him, and you would make sure to use shield bash on the head. So on this part, you want to make sure that you're using iframes, because like I just mentioned, this middle head does 300 damage on the slam. Not great to get hit by. Okay, we're gonna throw burst again. So that's how you're supposed to do it right there. You dodge back, dodge forward, use shield bash. Now the reason why you want to use shield bash is because it does the equal amount of damage as a bomb. So if you can actually land a shield bash on the enemy, it's pretty much instant bomb damage. Except without, like, you know, the broken hitbox thing. Yeah. So that's the dragon. So, to explain the phases, because there's like, it's not hard to explain, it's pretty self-explanatory when you watch it. The boss starts out and will always use fireballs. So you want to use your fireballs, aka, actually, it's ice balls, but you want to use your ice balls against his fireballs, and then dodge his fireballs, and then, depending on which side of the arena you're standing on, so if you're standing on the left side of the arena, or the right side of the arena, his left or head will attack you. So it just depends. All you have to do to dodge the heads, dodge back, dodge forward. Attack, use shield bash when it's up. The middle head, there's multiple ways of dodging the middle head. You can either dodge out of the radius, then dodge back into the radius. You can use flurry bait, but make sure you time it beforehand so it ends right as he slams on you, because flurry bait is super slow and we hate the attack. Or you can use bullet spray or spear dash to make sure that you get the iframes. But getting hit by the middle head is a death sentence, because like I said, 300 damage, not great to get hit by, so you want to make sure that you dodge. Once you defeat the dragon, you are going to get the first MacGuffin of this game. There's 3 hearts in this game you have to collect to open the way to the queen. So we collected our first MacGuffin, we're teleported back to the very beginning of Wonderland, we're going to head back to the Victorian Manor, we're going to talk to this mouse we didn't talk to earlier, because this mouse wants the blue cheese cupcake. We're going to give it the blue cheese cupcake, go to this mirror, and we're going to head back to the witch's hut. So the reason why we head back to the witch's hut is because we want to level up after doing the dragon fight. We'll get 3 level ups here. So 1, 2, 3. And then you want to head back to the mansion. So you're going to teleport back. You're going to leave the Victorian Manor. Now this is the most important part of the entire run. If you mess this up, your run is dead. Because you need 100 coins to buy a ticket, but you also need money to buy an ice bomb, a fire bomb, a medium health potion, and a small health potion. So we're going to go over to Miss Hedgehog, we're going to give her the blessing, we're going to talk to her, and we're going to buy the anti-poison ring. We're going to buy 1 ice bomb, 1 fire bomb, 1 medium health potion, 1 small health potion. As you can see, that leaves me with 115 gold, and we need exactly 100. So that puts you just above the threshold of what you're going to need in just a minute. The reason why we need the ice bombs is we're going to use them on bosses. The reason why we need the fire bomb, we're going to be using it on a boss. The reason why we need the medium health potions is because there's a lot of enemy waves coming up, and they do a lot of damage. So those are the reasons why we need the health potions. Were you about to ask something? Sorry.
People are asking mean questions about the soda and asking, or the cheesecake, and asking if it goes with buffalo wings.
Honestly, if it's sweet with a cheese, I don't think so. Now, if it's savory, it's like a savory dessert. I mean, I'd be down to try that. So once you grab your ice bomb, your fire bomb, and all that stuff in the shop, you're gonna head back to where you grabbed your sword, but you're gonna continue to the right and enter into a new screen. before I go on, because we only see the Cheshire Cat once, this is this game's version of the Cheshire Cat. Not as menacing, but it's still adorable. I like the design. We're gonna head to this door. We're gonna use the lockpick that the mouse gave you when you talked to them when you gave them the cheesecake with the cupcake. We're gonna use the clock hand they gave you when you gave them the cupcake, and we're gonna buy the ticket for 100 gold that we're gonna use to enter into the next area. So once you have that ticket, you're gonna go to this gondola. You're gonna activate the gondola, and it's gonna take you into Lily Pond. So this is the next area of the game. There's 2 bosses that you will fight in this area as well. So we're going to head down these stairs. We're going to talk to this crane. And this crane is going to give us the Sleeping Goddess mission. But we're not going to worry about doing that mission just yet. We're just grabbing it for right now. So you're going to head into the next portion of Lily Pond. You're going to talk to this chicken, hen, rooster. I think it's a hen. It's laying on an egg. It's got to be a hen. So you'll talk to the hen. You'll grab this quest. And then you'll walk over here and you'll grab the quest from this door. This door wants you to grab 4 ruins to solve a puzzle. So what I like to do is I talk to the hen to grab the quest from them. Grab the door. I'll grab this ruin right here, which is to the left. We'll go around this platform. Grab this ruin. Then we're going to head past this crab up here. And we're going to grab the 3rd ruin. Now, the puzzle wants you to grab 4. Okay? 4 ruins, but we're only going to grab 3 right now because the hen wants you to fight this crab. So if you continue over to the 4th ruin, look how much further you have to travel to get back to the boss. So what you want to do, grab the 3rd ruin, head straight to the boss, and hit him 3 times. This will activate the boss fight, and you're going to want to stand in this corner and just keep wailing. You want to use iframes every time they attack. Every time they attack, make sure you use iframes. So I just screwed up because I did attacks too early. It's okay though. I dodged the claw. So once you do enough damage to the boss, they're going to disappear and they're going to summon a wave of enemies. So what I like to do is I like to go stand in this corner. I'll just stand right here. And I'm going to lure the enemies over here. Now the reason why I do that, because once again as I explained, enemies don't move when they're in corners. So this is the only time that you will ever see me use Flurry, is when I have groups of enemies in corners. Because 1, it's a terrible attack, but it does great AoE. If they're not up against a wall though, it'll push them away from the wall, and it'll push them away from you, and then you'll maybe hit them twice with like the 7 attacks that Flurry does, and then you're just stuck there going for like 7 seconds, wasting so much time. Do not use Flurry. Don't use it. Okay, so anyways, you're going to do second phase. We're going to dash through. We're going to wait for Helios to attack again. We're going to use bubbles. We're going to wait for Helios to attack one more time. And we're going to use Flurry. So we go straight through the attack. And then done. So now that Helios is defeated the second time, we're going to go stand in another corner. I like to stand in this corner. So we're going to stand in this corner. And we're just going to run against it till the enemies get over here. Once one enemy gets over to you, it is worth just straight up starting to attack them. You don't want to wait for every enemy to get to you. You just want to wait till one appears next to you. Because 9 times out of 10, the other like 20 enemies are maybe like a step behind. So no need to wait. So once those enemies are defeated, you're going to go into the 3rd phase of Helios, which they will spawn right here. Now this part's a little bit trickier because not only are you fighting Helios, you're fighting minions. So what you want to do is you want to use your AoE attacks more than you want to use your regular, your non-AoE specials. Oh! That was bad. That was really, really bad. But we're going to solve this. We're going to solve this mistake. I did not mean to use that bomb. But we're okay. I have an idea. So that's another thing that's not great about the system with the bombs and the potions, is that because they're on the same menu, like right here, if your bombs are equipped and you go to use a potion, you're probably going to use a bomb on accident, like I just did. So for the sake of the run, to show you the actual strat that's used, I'm going to go back real quick. Because I really want to show this strat off, because it's very, very important. We're going to go back to the Victorian house. So you would normally do this. I just misclicked my potion and used a bomb. Which, when you first start running this game, I'm going to tell you right now, it's the most common occurrence that you will do in your run, is using the bomb on accident. So I'm going to buy another firebomb. And then I'm going to head back to Lily Pond, so I can actually showcase the actual trick that we use.
Thankfully, you had enough money to...
Good thing... Oh yeah, you gain so much money when you're fighting enemies that it's not an issue. But we don't actually have to route in money at all in this, because all bosses and all the enemies that you're forced to fight give you exactly enough to buy everything that we need in the entire run.
Which is really convenient.
Yeah, really convenient. I don't even think the devs meant to do that. It's just it just happened. Yeah. So once you defeat Helios, you're gonna gather the last rune, which I didn't explain. So when you defeat Helios, the battle ends right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to go over here, you're going to grab the 4th rune, then you're going to come up here, you're going to grab the puzzle cipher, head over to the puzzle, and you're going to go top right, bottom left, bottom right, top left, middle. This is going to open the door, and you're going to head in, and you're going to have 2 forced fights in this area. You're going to walk over to this flower, and it's going to spawn 2 waves of enemies. So what I can do in this fight is push enemies into the wall. I try to just get them up against the wall as fast as I can, so I don't have to worry about them sliding away from me. Also, I love how that orb is just going around that guy. That was kind of neat. The second wave is going to spawn, but it's going to have a larger enemy. You don't have to focus the larger enemy. I noticed that some people do. I honestly just focus whoever's in front of me. Because all enemies are pretty much the same when it comes to speedrunning. You're just trying to destroy them. You'll dodge their attacks regardless. Unless you dodge into a wall like that. Okay, so once enemies are defeated, it's going to spawn you over in front of the white flower. You're going to head over to this red flower, pick it up, and now you've completed the hen's quest and the sleeping goddess without actually needing to, you know, go talk to the sleeping goddess or any of that. So we're going to talk to the hen. You don't actually have to talk to the hen right away. I do because I have a forgetful mindset, so I will just forget to talk to them. So I'll grab the egg, and then I'll head back into the previous area. I'll talk to the sleeping goddess. I'll give her the red flower. Talk to the hen, and now you have the crane feather. So, what's amazing is you go into this area, you'll talk to the hen. You'll also go to the door, grab the puzzle quest, do 3 of the glyphs, fight the boss, grab the 4th glyph, go into the puzzle, fight the 2 waves, and leave. It's so streamlined with the speedrun now. You're not even backtracking anymore. We have figured out a route that's so cohesive that it's so easy to learn for anybody to pick up because you're not backtracking, you're just playing the game fast. That's the best way I can put it. So once you've grabbed the egg and you get the flower, you're gonna go into the Lily Pond area again, but now you're gonna travel north and you're gonna head into the Dragon Cave area. Now, most runners are gonna tell you this area blows because the fights that you have to do are very chaotic. There's these dogs that spit acid, and there's like 10 of them that just gang up on you. So what I like to do in this fight is there's a corner to the right that I'm going to stand in, and I'm going to lure them to attack me, and they're going to jump at me. So I'm going to stand right here, and I'm going to wait for a sound cue for their attack. Then I'm going to use that. I'm going to wait, and then use this. So what I want to do is I want to use quick session. I want to use all my abilities so I can do good damage, and then I'm going to face tank them while they're just at my face. So they're very hard to dodge, and they do a lot of damage. This is what I was talking about when I said that you want the health potions, because these little tyrants are going to eat your health bar away. That was nice. They all jumped at the right time. Oh, a hitless fight, huh? Hey, that rarely happens. I just got a hitless round. Okay, that rarely ever happens. Hey, you usually always get hit, so don't ever expect that to happen. Those dogs are pretty hard to dodge. So that was a really good display of how that fight can actually go. So with these guys, I just try to use my iframes because I don't like their smash. So once you're done with all 3 waves, the dragon's going to open his mouth and you're going to enter in. So this is where the firebomb is the most... Okay, so you're going to have 2 runners named Nobody and... oh my god. Hunter. Oh my god, my brain just slipped. You're going to have Hunter and Nobody tell you the bomb is not needed. They're liars, okay? They're dirty liars. It is not needed, but it's more consistent, and I like consistency more than risk. So what their strat is on this boss, they will sit there and attack, they will use burst, and instead of using a bomb, they will time their shield bash to do bomb damage. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, nah, not consistent enough for me. Because that shield dash, if you do it wrong, you're gonna go through the enemy and do minuscule amount of damage. So what I do is I use the bomb for a guaranteed 2-phase on this boss. So this boss is in phases. So you'll have your first phase, and then you'll have your second phase, third phase, fourth phase, whatever. So this boss can go infinite amount as if you don't kill them in time. There's 2 tentacles that appear on the left and right side of the ring. While there is minions on the battlefield, these tentacles are invincible. But if there's no enemies on the field, you can destroy them. Once you destroy these tentacles, the sorceress will come down and she will land in the middle of the arena and she'll give you some time to hit her. So that's the best way to do it is you're going to go for the tentacles, you're going to hit her with a bomb, hit her with your burst, do your second wave and repeat. So I'm going to show it in full motion because this boss fight is annoying because if you don't pay attention and you miss a swing, you're going to miss the 2-phase. You have to hit every fight and you have to hit your bomb. That's why I don't trust the shield bash. So, you're going to start the fight, you're going to head over, 1, 2, 3, head over to this one, 1, 2, 3. The sorceress is going to come down, and what I could do is I could start pre-swinging. I'm going to start pre-swinging on her, she's going to drop down, I'll use burst, bomb, and then I'm just going to sit here and mash on her. I'm not going to do anything, I'm just going to let her health drop down. So that's going to take her down just a little bit below half, and then I'm going to start fighting the enemies. So while the enemies are on the field, the sorceress is going to keep throwing attacks at you. And the one that she's doing right now is the worst attack that she can do on you in the entire fight, because it's like impossible to dodge. I don't care, I hate that laser beam. So she's going to come down, you're going to attack her again, you're going to use burst, and then 2-phase right there. Because of the bomb damage that you did, it's a guaranteed 2-phase fight. If you don't use the bomb strat and you use the shield strat, I would not say it's guaranteed, but it's doable. If you just attack her and you don't use any of the abilities or the strats, it's an automatic 3-phase fight. You will have to fight her 3 times. It's a huge time waste because she spawns minions every wave after the first initial wave. Once you defeat the sorceress, you're going to enter into the area called... I want to heal myself real quick. You're going to enter into Mirror Plaza. So, Mirror Plaza is an area we'll come back to, but the reason why you come here is that there's a lever on this side of the arena. You're going to pick up this lever, you're going to head to this mirror, and you're going to head into the storage room. So we're going to head into the theater storage room. So, this is the part after defeating Tweedledee and Tweedledum. I think maybe some of you noticed that I grabbed the painting, but there was a door back there that I didn't interact with. That's because you need the lever to use the elevator. So now that you got to Mirror Plaza, you'll come back here, and you'll use the lever, and it's gonna allow you to use this elevator now. Once you're in here, you are now in the clock tower that leads to the planetarium. To get to the planetarium, you have to fight 2 bosses. So what I want to explain about these bosses is, pre-patch, you would have to fight them, and you get a new ability when you defeat the sorceress. So our initial strat was to use this ability right here, because for each explosion it does like 350 damage, so it equals up to like a whole ice bomb by itself, and then you just wail on them and then you dodge and you wail on them, whatever. But because of the ice because of the bomb the bomb glitch, as you can see, this boss is huge. Okay, so I guess I'll let you read that question out. I don't know if that's a question or a statement. I don't know, but I want to answer that before I continue.
I guess somebody has a complaint about how the game combat was designed.
Yeah, so Vic DeWitt said this could have been a good game if it wasn't by its stupid combat design. So the reason why I want to talk about this real quick is for anybody who does think that the combat design is a little jank or a little less expressive, come back to the game in mid-June because they're releasing a whole overhaul patch that's going to change how combat works. Yes, you'll still have the same attack, but you'll have parrying, perfect blocking. You'll also get charging for your abilities when you use block. Enemies will have upgraded AI, so they'll attack much more frequently. They'll actually they'll be more strategic with your fights. So if you're not interested in it now, come back in like a month and look at the new update. But that's all I want to point out real quick. Okay, so anyways, as you can see, this boss is pretty huge. So before I start this fight, I want to explain the bomb technique again, because this boss is going to end in about 2 seconds. So I'm going to enter into the fight. I'm going to dash towards it. Okay, boss is dead. So now that
Okay.
Yeah, so the boss just goes boom, because Ice Bomb does like 6,000 damage and the boss doesn't have the health to absorb it. So you're going to throw the Ice Bomb at the boss. Done. Now you're going to move into the second boss, which also, before I start, can we just talk about how sick this boss looks? Maybe some people don't like it, but I love this boss design. So anyways, this is Eagle Blade Prime, and this boss was used to be easy in pre-patch and is still pretty easy right now because of its janky AI. So what we used to do is we would use fire attack, use whatever, and then attack it. But now we dash forward twice, use Ice Bomb. Dash forward twice, use fire attack, and then Ice Bomb. So I'm gonna activate the fight, dash forward twice, use use fire attack, Ice Bomb, and the boss is dead. So because both the bosses and the clock tower have large hitboxes, they just do not stand a chance against you. And now that's the whole clock tower. So that is the shortest area of the entire game, because one, it's just 2 bosses, and both those bosses are pretty much one-hittable now. So you can complete that area in like a minute, if that. And then you'll move on from the clock tower, and you'll grab your second MacGuffin, or I guess the Wonderland Hearts. I don't really know what they're called. I don't actually. Wait. I think it's called Eagle Blade Prime Heart. This is the Eagle Blade Heart. I want to actually know the name. Yes, Eagle Blade Prime Heart, aka the second MacGuffin. Complex doesn't always mean great. Yes, okay. 100% agreed. So once you get the second MacGuffin, you're going to go into a cutscene that just skips itself, and you're going to appear back in front of the manor. So in this area, what you're going to do is you're going to head back into the manor, and you're going to go to the right, and you're going to collect this candle wax, head to this mirror, and you're going to go back. You're not going to go to the witch's hut. So our old strat was we would go to the witch's hut and level up, but one of the runners named Nobody Be Live figured out if you go to the Mirror Plaza first, you can fight 2 waves of enemies and gain an extra level up, which makes the run a little bit easier. So I'm going to go to Mirror Plaza, and I'm going to fight the 2 waves of enemies. So what I have to do is I have to go to the right side of the ring, and I'll fight these 3 enemies while I wait for the other enemies to get over here. And then I'm going to use my explosion. As you can see, it just kind of blew through all of them. Okay, that's 1 wave. And now I'm going to stand on the right side. I'm going to let the enemies spawn back in. I'm going to attack the enemies on this side, because while you want to wait. You want to wait till like at least most of the enemies are around the hedges, so your attack does as much damage as it possibly can. Just like that. There we go. And because they're in the hedges, it's a fairly easy way to get some really easy kills. So once you're done defeating both the waves, now you're going to head back to the mirror, and you're going to head back to the witch's hut. And you're going to head back to the level up, and you're going to, instead of level up 3 times like we used to, we're going to level up 4 times. And that extra level doesn't seem like it would do much, but it does a lot for your damage. Now, this shopping thing that I'm doing is kind of whatever you want to do. I personally don't shop, but because we're doing this, I'm gonna make it safe. So you could buy 2 medium health potions and then head into the next area if you do feel like you want to be safer. So you're gonna grab your level ups, your health potions, head back to Mirror Plaza, if you don't get stuck on a pot, and you're gonna head into the next area. So we used to believe you had to interact with the mirror to collect the shards. So there's a mirror on the other side of this bush that you need 5 glasses of shard and candle wax to repair. And we thought that you had to interact with the mirror and then go collect the shards. But what you can actually do is you can collect the shards before actually interacting with the mirror, which is really nice because it saves you time, so I have to go all the way to the mirror and then all the way back to collect them. Shout out to Bagham's girlfriend for figuring that out while she was doing her casual playthrough. Not even us speedrunners knew you could do that. It took a casual player to figure it out, and I thank her a lot. Okay, so once the mirror's repaired, you're going to head into the greenhouse section, and we're going to interact with these statues. So the puzzle is you're supposed to count each one of the statues in the area. There is 6 owls, 4 rams, and 2 bears. But it asks you if there's any mouses. There's no mouses. So you're going to input 6, 4, and you're going to start the fight. So this fight is very important because you're going to need to collect 2 items. These little dog creatures will drop what they call sacks, and these pool noodle enemies will drop sundew bulbs, and they're very important for the run. So you need them because you're going to create a poison bomb when you get into the greenhouse, which is going to get you past a door that blocks you from getting to the boss. So it's all RNG, though, that they drop. Good thing the RNG is pretty good, so you're most likely 8 out of 10 times going to get it. I was going to say like 10 out of 10, but I have lost runs to the RNG. Did you shout out Iceburst strat? Yes, nobody, I gave you so much credit for your strats. Trust me, I've been shouting you out. Don't you worry. So you're going to want to collect 1 bulb, 1 sack. So we're going to get into this fight, and we're going to lure enemies over. We're going to use our explosion. And we're going to pray that one of these minions drop a bulb and a sack. But it looks like we got lucky, and it looks like we got both a sack and a bulb. So, no issues there. Good RNG. Alright, we're going to put in 2 bears, and we're going to start the next fight. And we're just going to lure enemies. Okay, I'll let those enemies burn over there while I focus regular damage on them. So these pool noodle guys, I used to think they were just like chumps. Like they wouldn't even do anything. I'm like, these guys aren't even that bad. Well, they upgraded the AI to where they don't stay forever stun locked. And I didn't realize how much damage that those enemies did until I got hit by one of their attacks. And it does massive damage. So avoid their melee. So once you defeat both waves of enemies, you do the puzzle. That poison ring that we picked up earlier, this right here, allows you to enter the greenhouse. If you don't have this ring, you cannot enter the greenhouse. So you need to make sure you purchase it. So once you're in here, you're going to head to the left path. You're going to turn on the power. You're going to flip this switch, and then you're going to leave this room and head to the path to the right. So this is where the sack and the bulb are used. You're going to head over to this machine. You're going to place a bulb. Place a sack and a bulb, interact with the machine, and you get an acid bomb. So this acid bomb is going to be used in this next area. I'm going to heal myself regardless. And you're going to use acid bomb on this flower. Also avoid dying. So you're going to use acid bomb on the flower, and it's going to open up the passageway to the next area. So this is where the boss is going to be at. Also, Willie Jim, I need to talk to you after this. I'm so glad you joined. I know this isn't part of the run, but I need to talk to you like ASAP after this. Like, it's important. Anyways, once you enter into this next area, you're gonna head... Normally, casually, you would head up to these descriptions, and they give you, like, the code to activating the boss fight, but because we're speedrunning, we know the code. You're going to walk up to this console, and you're going to put in 180 and minus 18. You're going to confirm, and this is going to start the boss fight. So I'm going to explain something about this boss. So this boss used to have a really, really bad attack pattern that would ruin your runs. But because of the AI upgrade, the plant now focuses melee attack if you're up in their face, and then focuses poison attacks when you're away from them. So as long as you face tank this boss and don't die, because this boss does a lot of damage, you can manipulate them to just do melee, which is what you want, because the poison attack they lay out is an AoE like the mushroom, but does like 3 times the amount of damage, and if you stand in it, you're done. Absolutely done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just walk up, and I'm just going to start face tanking this boss. I will use iframes when necessary. I just missed that attack. Actually, no, I didn't. We're still good. So as you can see, very much enjoying the melee swings that they are. Okay, so once you get down to a certain amount of health, like once you get down to like, I would say a quarter, maybe a little bit more than of the life bar, and if you have more than half health, you don't got to worry about dodging anything anymore. You can just face tank the boss. So that 3-headed chomp thing that they do, if you get hit by all 3 attacks, it does do a lot of damage. So you want to make sure that you're spamming potions if you need to, use your iframes, and dodge if necessary. But most of the time, because of the AI rework, you can just bait the melee attacks and just destroy the boss, no issues. So once that boss is defeated, you're going to head up this ladder, and you're going to grab the last MacGuffin of the entire run. So you're going to head over to the heart, and this is going to allow us to enter into the Queen's Castle, where we will take on the final 2 bosses. So we're going to grab the Flora Heart, and it's going to teleport us back to the beginning of the game. We're going to go back to the Hedgehog Wife, and in this area we're going to buy 4 magic bombs, and then as many medium potions as you want. It all depends on preference. I usually grab 2, because I like to have full health walking into the next area. And now you're going to head to where you grabbed your sword, and you're going to interact with this gate that had the 3 hearts on it that we didn't interact with earlier. Okay, here we go. We're going to add in the 3 hearts, the door's going to open up, and we're going to enter into the last area. But before we fight the next boss, we have to do a stealth mission. So, everybody has, like every runner has their own way of doing this route. So there is really no wrong way, but I'm going to show you how I do it. So I go to the right, I head down, and I interact with this button. So the point is you don't want to get seen by these card guys. So we're going to dodge their visual like cone. We're going to interact with the top button. We're going to get caught by one of the cards so we can get teleported back to the beginning. We're going to interact with the 3rd button over here. And then we're going to head down. We're going to pass this guard. We're going to let him walk about 3 steps and interact with the last button. So once you've interacted with all of the buttons, you're going to start up the boss fight. Now, as I explained way earlier, like in the first 20 minutes of the run, bosses, enemies, all that, when they first spawn in, have iframes. So you want to give this boss a moment to move around, and you're going to use a time bomb on this boss. Okay, boss is dead. So the time bomb does so much damage to this boss that they literally stand no chance. So now I'm going to burst, use my shield to get away from them, and I'm going to use that fire to manipulate a ton of damage. Then we're going to keep fighting. Keep your enemies pushed up against walls. Make sure to use burst when possible. Also, these card guys do a lot of damage, so it's best to just avoid getting hit by them. You just rather not. So once the card knight is defeated, aka Yoth the Slayer is his actual name, and his minions are defeated, the castle will actually open up for you, and you have one more mission before the final boss. So this is called the Cards of Destiny. You're going to head into the left room, and you're going to talk to these cards that are right here. Sorry, Door of Destiny, my bad. And you're going to grab 4 cards to open up this door. So outside of this door is 2 sigils. You're going to press on either one of them, and it's going to spawn in enemies when you enter back in.
Watch out.
I use burst right here and my flame attack because they're all kind of like in a huddle. So it hits all of the enemies and is a really good source of damage. Oh, okay. Let's actually kill the enemies. So once the enemies are defeated, you're gonna head back outside the room. You're gonna touch the sigil you didn't interact with. You're gonna head back in. Same strat. Use lava. Use burst to get like half health. You're gonna push them up against walls. Use burst when it comes up. Once all enemies are defeated, you're going to leave the room, and you're going to head to the opposite side, and you're going to interact with the buttons on the wall on this part.
Watch out.
So right here, these enemies, for some reason, spawn in a lot less grouped up than the other batch. So it's best, to, instead of waiting for them to just get all together, it's best to just go gung-ho and just straight up attack them. Okay. We're going to get to the last group of enemies. Same thing, just kind of head down, get a good angle on them, use your burst. Make sure you don't get hit by anything. And then I'm going to talk about 2 different routes you can do. Because I think it was 2... I think... Okay. Is this two days ago? I think we found it. Yeah, like 2 days ago. With Nobody Be Live's new strat, instead of going to the level up after doing the second heart, you go to the Mirror Plaza, you do the 2 waves of enemies, and then you level up, right? So with that level up that you do during the Mirror Plaza, it stops this strat. But for new runners, this strat is still viable as you get used to the boss fights. So once you're done with all 4 card battles, there's a mirror in this room. You can actually interact with this mirror, go inside of it, go back to the witch's hut, and you can level up 2 more times for extra health and extra damage. It's not needed, but it is very good for new runners. Otherwise, once you're done with all 4 rooms and get all 4 cards, you're going to head to the door and you're going to slot in the cards and you're going to take on the boss. So here comes the final boss. The first phase of the queen is all RNG because she'll cycle through... One second, let me count. Let me get some water real quick. My throat's dry.
Staying hydrated is important, everybody. Don't forget that.
Yeah, right? So in the first phase, she's RNG because she has a cycle of like 5 or 6 moves she'll pull out of. And one of them is garbage. She stays in the air and she shoots acid at you and you can't touch her. I hate the move. I wish she didn't do it, but she does it. It's bad. Every other attack, though, she has areas that you can hit her, but you have to bait them out. So when we're in this fight, if you stand on those stairs, she will never attack you. It breaks her AI and she'll just stand there. But the thing about her just standing there, even though that sounds like a good thing, you can't hit her because she's flying in the sky. So you don't want to stand on the stairs until she's priming her attacks. So you want to use burst when the fight starts, get some damage in. This is that poison attack I was talking about. You just like can't hit her because she's flying in the sky. So you're going to use burst. You're going to wait for her to prime up her attack. And this is when I start using the stairs because I can actually just like wail on her for a lot longer. So I'm going to stand under her. I'm going to wait for her to prime an attack. And then I'm going to lead her onto the stairs so she doesn't have to travel as far and I can get more hits in. Okay, I'm going to wait down below here. I'm going to wait for her to prime up another attack. Okay, so funny enough, I said that attack sucks, but she just paused in the best area to where I could attack her. She never pauses in the best area, so it's not something you should ever get used to. Okay, Queen is almost defeated. Okay, this attack right here, I'm glad that she did this. So this attack, if you use your iframes for your flurry, it gives you just enough iframes to survive that attack. So always save your flurry for when she's doing the purple wave attack on the ground. That's the only time you need to really use flurry on her, is during that attack. Otherwise, don't touch it. Unless you really need the iframes, don't touch it. It's a waste of time, it takes too long, and it does no damage. Okay, so once you're done with phase 1, you're going to move into phase 2. So something I want to explain about phase 2 that I'm going to try to bait out. I'm going to heal myself. So, this is the final boss. On this boss, we have found out that she also can be manipulated with the bomb strat, but only on 2 of her attacks. There's one where she does a poison bomb, and there's also one where she does a laser attack. If you can bait out either one of those attacks, it's so worth it. It is so worth it.
Watch out!
I just took damage when I didn't want to, because I thought my attack was up.
Burst!
Okay, there we go. I got it. Okay, apparently she can also do another lunging attack. Guess what, everybody? You all just witnessed a new strat. And I bet right now nobody and Hunter, if they're in here, are about to start freaking out in chat. Because none of us knew you could do that. None of us knew you could do that. I only thought it was on the poison attack and the laser beam. But apparently when her body is fully stretched out, you can do it! I'm just... Oh my god, that's a new world record inbound, everybody. Just so you know. New world record inbound. I can't believe we just found that out during that. So yeah, okay, apparently... Yeah, apparently you can use bomb while she's stretched out. You can use bomb during her laser and bomb during her poison. That is sick. Love that. Anyways, so we have defeated the final boss. We're going to talk to the rabbit. The rabbit's going to teleport us into the final tea party. Look how all the main characters are here. I love it. Oh, they're all so happy. So I cursed so much it censored me. Nobody. That's great. Okay, so this is the end of the run. Once you defeat the queen, you'll run over to the rabbit. You'll talk to the rabbit. You'll talk to the crane. And that is time. That's the run, everybody. So I explained the entire run in 1 hour and 38 minutes, pretty much. Pretty crazy. It's not a hard run to learn. It's very beginner friendly, as there's no major glitches that you need to worry about. All of the attacks, the strats and all that are pretty much single button held. So if you're new to all like the techniques, it's super friendly. The accessibility options are really amazing. The bomb strat makes a lot of the bosses that would be hard pretty cheesable. So I would say 10 out of 10 beginner friendly run. And this is coming from somebody who has over like 25 games under their belt with speedrunning. This is the most beginner friendly speedrun I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, throughout the entire thing, like, you were doing a very good job explaining, but there was never a point where I was like, oh, this is, like, really hard. No, it just seems pretty straightforward, especially with, like, the accessibility options, so you don't have to mash or anything. It seems like I could pick this up and learn it in a day, kind of thing.
Okay, so funny enough that you said about the whole learn it in a day. If Steve TV Online is still in here, I'm not sure if he's still in the chat, but when this game released, on the like literally the second hour of it being released, I got lost and I couldn't figure out how to get past the greenhouse because I couldn't figure out how to get the ladder because I didn't know there was a ladder there because I was skipping through the cutscenes like a bad boy on my first playthrough. Naughty, naughty. So I had to actually ask the dev and be like, I'm lost, I don't know how to do this, blah, blah, blah. Well, they told me how to complete it, and so I beat the game like 15 minutes later, and I go, okay, time to speedrun the game. And my first run was 1 hour and I think 9 seconds. It was like an hour and 9 seconds, something like that. And I was like, wow, what? My first run was an hour and 9 seconds? Well, during that same time I was running, Steve TV Online was also online doing Ravenlok runs, but we didn't talk to each other, as in like we weren't like collaborating anything. We just both of our streams said first ever Ravenlok speedrun, blah blah blah, which it wasn't true because both of us were doing it, so it wasn't the first ever. So it was super funny. But Steve ended up getting like I think like a 114 or like a 113, and I got the 1 hour, and I immediately just started hitting up the devs. I was like, oh my god, devs, blah 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 blah. I'm gonna run your game and blah blah. And they were like, oh my god, thank you so much. And that was the day I told you I posted that Reddit post being like, this is how you can make your game better. I want everybody to know this. I'm air quoting it. The game is good, but I thought there could be ways to make it better. And the devs took it so seriously that they have updated this game so much for us that some of the stuff that you saw would have never been possible in pre-patch. Shout out to Coco Cucumber, amazing devs. shout out to the speedrunning community for Ravenlok, Hunter, Nobody, Xanaru, Steve, anybody who I missed, Bagums, everybody. I appreciate every single one of you. You guys are absolutely amazing. But with that, I think I still have some time. So, chat, if you want to see a full speedrun of the game, I'm going to take a break for a minute, but let's do a full speedrun. How about it, right? You all ready for that?
I'm excited to see like a full at speed run of this. Yeah, just kind of while chat catches up here. We're gonna take like a 5-minute break here, just so we can get some water here. I know you probably need it after that explanation. Just as a quick reminder before we go to our break here, we are looking for new hotfix shows and showrunners, so you can use !hotfix in Twitch chat, or you can go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix to submit your ideas. This can include bi-weekly shows like, you know, this show, How to Train a Speedrunner, Speedruns from the Crypt afterwards. It can include limited show runs like Ocarina of Time, or it can be one-day events you want to put on.
I would love to host my own show.
Well, you know how you can submit. You can go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix or type !hotfix in chat.
Okay, well now I know. I'm definitely down. I would love to like at least be more part of this, or submit some ideas. This is so fun. You guys are amazing. I love this.
I think one of the best things about hotfix is being able to, you know, interact with so many different communities and just, you know, like, there's obviously like the big, you know, big speed games. So like Mario speed games, Zelda speed games, like those are the big communities. But there's so many smaller communities out there, and it's really awesome to be able to interact with like Ravenlok, which I didn't know existed, but it looks like such a great game. So like
I appreciate that.
It's awesome to be able to interact with these, you know, small games like that.
Also, someone special. No, you missed the tutorial, but we're gonna do another We're gonna do a speed run after this. So if you want to stick around to see the full speed run, yeah. Also, everybody who's here, thank you for supporting GDQ. They are amazing. So everybody, shout out to GDQ. They are absolutely phenomenal people.
We appreciate it. Yeah, it is nice to hear you say that. So with that said,
I've been on the Hotfix show twice, and both Midnight Vesper and you have been amazing hosts. You're so friendly. When you hit me up, you are super professional. I can't thank you enough. So seriously,
well,
thank you.
I appreciate you saying that. Thank you so much.
All right, I'm gonna step away for 5 minutes. I'm gonna grab myself a drink. I need to refill my water, and I need to get my hands and my knees and stuff unsweaty. Knees weak, arms heavy. You know, mom spaghetti.
Well,
Alright guys, thank you so much. I'll be right back.
See you in just a few minutes here, everybody.
Woo.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. This is How to Train a Speedrunner. We've just seen the tutorial for Ravenlok, and now we're going to jump right into a run of it. I'll hand it right back over.
Hello everybody, I am back again to bother you. Haha. But instead of doing a tutorial where I am like long-winded and talk to you forever, we're actually going to do a Tea Party % run, aka any % run, but we want to be fancy and name it something different than 80%. And the game ends at a tea party, so you know. Anyways, as I explained earlier, we are going to be having hold attack, hold the dash, skip all dialogues, display potions, and speedrunner mode activated during this run. And I'm going to be playing on Whimsical Voyager, aka easy mode, because, you know, we're trying to go fast. So with that, I'm going to get into the game, but I'm not going to start timer yet. Let's go. Alright, are you ready for timer? I will give a countdown.
Yeah, you can give a countdown.
Alright, so make sure my timer's up. So 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, everybody. Sadly, I will not be petting the dog. I appreciate you all. I know you all understand, but we're going for a run. So I'm going to head into the barn. Head into the farm as the run goes. We're going to talk to Dad. He's going to give us our first mission, and we're going to complete this in about 2 minutes. So we're going to talk to Mom, grab our first mission, and grab our 4 flowers. Because Mom doesn't know how to walk out the house and do things for herself, so she sends her child to do it. Just like how Dad's blind and can't find his toolbox. Ah, parents. Gotta love them. They have you for free child labor. I swear, it's a thing. Alright, we got our third flower. And then, as I explained in the tutorial, we're gonna go behind the tree instead of going in front of it like we used to collect our fourth flower. And we're gonna head into the house. I'm gonna cut that, kind of face the wall to save about a split second. We'll put the flowers on the table and talk to Mom. She'll give us our next quest to wind up the clocks. So we're going to pick up the key, we're going to turn around, interact with the clocks. We're going to interact with our mom one more time. And then we're going to go to our dad. And we're going to help our blind father find his toolbox, which is no more than 4 feet away from him. We're going to drop the toolbox off at the shed. We're going to walk back through the campfire area. We're going to kind of skim the plant beds. We're going to talk to Dad. He's going to give us the key to the barn. And we're going to enter into the barn and hopefully get a 151 or a 150. Come on. 151 barn. Let me see that. Hell yeah. So, as I said in the tutorial, the community wants to make a barn percent because we're all obsessed with this barn. And so far, the world record is 1 minute and 50 seconds. No one has gotten the 149. So eventually, we'll find a way to break it. But all of us are super excited for barn percent. We're gonna see. So, the great thing about that is the devs thought that the speedrunners would hate this part. So they were actually gonna make a selection where we could skip the barn and go right to Wonderland. And then they heard us, like, obsessing over the barn, and guess what they didn't implement? The skipping the barn. Because you know how mad we would have been? That's, like, the best part of the run. Love it.
I love it. The devs are like, oh, people are gonna hate this. Meanwhile, it's like, 149! 149! 149!
If I get a 140... Okay, I'll say this right now. Getting a world record in this run is like, okay, it's cool, whatever. But getting a 149 at barn, I will go celebrate. I will go out and celebrate. I'm not even kidding. I will be so happy. I will hold that over every runner's head in the community, being like, oh, 149, what about it? Like, I would be so ecstatic. And the devs would think I'm crazy because I'm literally bragging about opening a barn door. But it's like, you just don't understand. It's the most monotonous part of the game, so we want to make it super fun, and then now it's unironically like the best part of the game. Like, all of us talk about barn percent. It's amazing. Well, you know what happened? I just missed.
Oh, no.
Oh, it doesn't really matter. It wasted like 2 seconds.
Okay.
So you want to block the attacks 3 times, but it's whatever. Okay, get bombs. Oh, we're still good. Oh, we're still in really good time. Even after that little mess up on the block. Okay, so we don't want to hit, we don't hit statues or anything. And we also don't hit, like, stumps on the ground. You know, we don't want to run into stuff, but we keep running into stuff. Okay, we're gonna head into the Mushroom Forest. I'm gonna take on the first fight of the game. As I explained during the tutorial on how I do it, we're just gonna watch it in full motion now. Oh, up against the wall. Perfect. Love seeing that. A little bit slower fight. I could have got that about a second faster, but that's okay. Ooh! Push up against the stair railing. You'd love to see it. You love to see, like, when you, like, start attacking them, that they get pushed into something solid. I did not mean to stop attacking him. I thought my burst was up. Okay, That was a little bit slower. We got a 128. Usually it's a 123, so we are a little bit behind. But that's also because of the strat with the shield mess up in the tutorial. So now that we're done with our first fight, we're now going to head into the Witch's Hut, which is the area where you fight your first boss. And as I explained when fighting your first boss, it's just kind of like a mash fest. You're not trying to worry about your health. You're just trying to take down the boss as fast as you can. So we're going to level up 3 times. We're going to grab the cinder off screen. We're going to come over here and grab this cinder. We'll grab our third one down here. And then the last one is off in the next area underneath this mushroom guy. And now we're going to go fight the boss. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to tell him that his favorite color is garbage and hurt his feelings. And now he's going to want to fight us. And he did the worst starting out attack he could have possibly done because he personally hates me more than any other runner. And he did the same attack again because, like I said, personally he hates me.
This is one of those things where it's like super uncommon for him to do this attack and then getting blasted with it repeatedly.
Well, he does it. It's just annoying that he happened to do it 3 times. Now, the thing is, though, you saw me die at the end of that fight. I didn't get to explain the tutorial. Actually, I'm glad that happened. If you defeat the boss and die, you just respawn at the boss with full health. It doesn't matter. And you complete the boss. So the game will still register that you defeated the mushroom, even if you died after defeating him. So even like once I get the last hit, if there's poison on the ground, I purposely go stand in it and I try to die. Just because it refills your health. Even though you don't need the health refill, because like you could just level up and get it. I don't know. I just feel like it's faster. I don't know. I know it's not. It's just my brain's all like, oh, full health. You should get that full health. And I'm like, oh, okay, brain.
Full health has to be best, right?
Yeah, it's like, who doesn't want full health? Okay, here we go, Deer Lake this time. Ooh, Deer Lake's going so much better. Look at that. Didn't even get attacked that time.
Somebody in chat here is saying that this game is giving them Alice in Wonderland vibes. You'd be
It's based in...
Yep, this is in Wonderland. Or their version.
It's in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Yeah, their version of Wonderland, but it is Wonderland. What a weird fight that was. That usually doesn't happen. But it's whatever. That was a weird fight. I don't know if I liked that one. Like, I don't know. I've never, like, fought them like that before, and it felt very odd. Usually I defeat the dog before I go fight the standing one, but I miscalculated my swings, and they survived with, like, no health. And so it's like, oh, I'm fine, and I went to go fight the other dogs, and I turned back around, there's, like, 2 dogs, like, oh. You're still here? No one invited you.
You're not supposed to be here anymore.
Alright, Deer Lake is almost done. We've done our first round. Now I'm gonna head back. I'm gonna head into the cave, head back out of the cave, and we are going to respawn the enemies so I can get 10 whispers and 10 mosquitoes. So I don't like the dogs, as you can tell. The reason why I don't like them is because they do this jump slash attack that does like a quarter of your health. And Bouvador, even though he's not hard to fight, he's unpredictable. So if you mess up, he actually might kill you. And so your best thing is just avoid it at all costs. Just avoid him at all costs. Like when it comes to like the dog attack. Alright, we got that. Now I'm gonna head down, interact with this deer. This should be the last mushroom that I need. Perfect. Okay, so that's the last mushroom. We're heading into the boss fight in under 10 minutes. So right here, we were already like 30 some odd minutes into the tutorial. As you can see how fast this game really goes. We are flying. So I'm going to talk to Bouvador. I'm going to use the bomb strat on him. So I'm going to start the fight, and then... Ooh, that was bad. Woo! Look at that health! Woo! I did not like that. Okay, so Bouvador almost destroyed me with 2 headbutts. That is Bouvador's strongest attack, is that headbutt. And we want to avoid it at all costs, but I did not. I got hit by it twice. But I had just enough health to squeeze by a victory. So I'm clenching right now. What a clencher. Ooh. So now that we're done with Bouvidor, we're gonna head back to Witch's Hut. We're gonna level up twice, and then we're gonna move into the next area after we complete the blessing. So talk to the witch again, give her the horn, head into the hut, and head downstairs. We're gonna grab the 2 health potions down here because they're super important for the run. Whoop. 1, 2, 3 ingredients, and then now let's go talk to the cauldron. So the cauldron's right over here. And we're gonna get a torch. This torch is gonna allow us to heat up the cauldron downstairs and make the blessing so we can head in to Lily Pond later with everything that we need. So this is just pre-set up for another area. Okay, we're gonna talk to the witch, grab that key, head upstairs, open the attic, grab the chest, grab the music notes, grab the mirror, and then we're gonna teleport back to the Victorian Manor. Also, I don't want to like be like, ooh, ooh, but we're on world record pace already. I'm entering into Masked Manor in under 12 minutes, which the community knows is insane. Insane. Definitely 11:55. Like, we are zooming right now. I think I'm just hyped. I gotta say, I think the energy from the chat, this whole show, it just got me so pumped to push this game down even further. And then knowing that there's another thing we can do on Phase 2 of Queen, the best. It's like getting your, it's like, you know, getting your way on everything. What's that, like having your cake and eating it too? Yeah, that's what's happening.
Somebody is asking where to get this game. It was Epic, Game Pass, and...
Yep, it's Epic and Game Pass right now. It'll be on Steam at some point, but right now it is not available on Steam. I'm gonna shout... Can I shout out something that I was given by the devs? I mean, it has to do with the game and giving it away. Is that okay?
As long as I was okay with it.
If any of you are truly interested in running this game, join the Discord and have a talk with me. And I was given a bunch of keys by the dev for any speedrunners who want to give this game a try. So, if you really truly want to give this game a try, I will give you a key so you can test it out yourself. The dev truly believes that I will do right with the keys, so they gave them to me, and I want to make sure that they go to the community that they were for. So, if you're just gonna play it casually, probably not. But if you want to speedrun it, I will definitely hook you up with a key for the game store. Now, the thing about this key is that even if you buy this on Epic Game Store, you won't have access to speedrunner mode. You need the dev patch to have speedrunner mode. So you need to actually have the keys that I have to people until the developers come back from vacation.
And then actually implement a way to
yes.
get it. Yeah.
Yes. It's just right now, like I said, they did 2 weeks of nothing but patches. They took no breaks away from this game after launch. They've had no time to celebrate. So them being on vacation, totally understandable. Ooh, this might be the fastest I've ever done that. By 2 seconds. Crazy. Alright, here comes the Tweets fight. We all saw what happened during the tutorial. So, let's pray we get a better Tweets fight in the actual speedrun. Woo! $15.14 is the fastest tweeds I've ever gotten by 6 seconds.
It was also
So we are 6.
Well, I guess if it's 6 seconds better than you ever done, it's very clearly better than the last one we saw.
Yeah. This is pretty crazy. So now we're gonna head into the tea party, and we are going to go fight Ugsack and the teacup serpent, which I love Ugsack. I know he's such a just a ridiculously simple boss, but I just love his name, and he's so goofy because he doesn't do anything. He's just like the bestest boy because he just lets us go right past him. Thanks, Ugsack. You're truly the MVP of this run. Okay, so while that's going on, I'm going to...
I think this is actually like such an important part of the run. Like, it's just a moment where you can take one of your hands off the controller and take a drink. Which,
Yep, that's exactly what I just did.
yeah, like, there are some games that I run where it's like, I literally, part of the run is mapping out, like, when do I take a drink? When do I have that option? And the fact that there's just this where it's like, yep, alright, I've got 10 seconds while the boss dies.
Yep, I love it, and I'm glad that they kept it for us. Because honestly, if they were to ever be like, should we remove that to give, like, difficulty? Be like, no. Like, that is the one moment, that's like the auto-scroller moment of this run that I need just to get something to drink. You are 100% right. That's what I'm gonna call it, the auto-scroller moment of this run.
Like, it's... And like, some runners do it, and I'm not gonna say they're wrong for, you know, doing longer games or games without this kind of stuff, but I think it is such an important thing for the community to acknowledge that, you know, there are games that have breaks like this, where you can look for games that have those breaks if you need them. If you can't sit in a chair for, you know, 3 hours for whatever reason, just play a shorter game, you know, there are options if you need them, like accessibility-wise. Like, there's going to be games out there that have the options for you.
Yeah, shout out to anybody who runs JRPGs. Like, you got pancake booty for real, bro. Sitting in that chair for... Oh my goodness.
I respect people who do those, like, 8 hours, those 10 hours, those 12-hour runs. I respect them, because there is no way in hell you will ever catch me doing a 10... Like, so, the way I started up doing speedrunning was it was Final Fantasy Tactics, which is, currently, it's like a 4-hour world record. It was like 4:20 at the time, and obviously my times weren't anywhere that good. But that, like, I was getting like 6 hours, 5 hours when I started, and that was miserable. I love that game. I'll play that game anytime. 6 hours is miserable.
Yeah, there's a guy I know, they, Happy by 3, who was running Final Fantasy Tactics for a minute. I was like, no way, 5, the longest one I've ever done is 4 hours, and it's for a game called Soldiers. It's a 2D Metroidvania, Mega Man-esque game, and after 4 hours, my brain felt like a mashed potatoes. I felt so gooey the whole time.
It's weird, because I'm also like, I am the type of person who can sit here and play games for like 8-10 hours. You know, if I'm given that free time, I could definitely do that. But there is a huge difference in, you know, like, I am playing this game casually for fun, and, oh, you know what? I need to go to the bathroom, or I'm gonna go get some water, or I'm gonna go get, or literally anything. I'm just gonna not be here for 3 minutes. But then when it's like, okay, I'm gonna sit down right now, I have this controller, that's it for the next 8 hours. It's like, it's a completely different commitment.
I'm assuming you've heard of Really, Really Longathon?
I'm familiar with Really, Really Longathon. I'm familiar with Baden Kaitos 100%.
Okay, like, that, I've always been, like, wanting to submit to that, but I'm like, I see some of the runs that go in there. Final Fantasy 14 online speed, get out of here! Get out of here! Like, that is some...
speedrun?
Oh my god, they do like a whole raid, and it's like a 6-hour raid somehow, and I'm like...
Okay.
I'm like, how?
I've seen like 1 hour categories, which wouldn't be too bad, but I didn't realize they had like up to 6 hour categories. That's wild.
Yeah, they have like a whole bunch of these crazy categories, and a really, really long was like hosting a couple of them. And I was watching through them, and I was like, there is no... My brain, by the second hour of memorizing all of the DPS, the buttons I gotta click, I would be so out of it. Like, no one would even know who I was. I would just be... I'd be Stubbs the zombie, for real.
Looks like they just did a 100-hour run for FF14. That's wild.
Oh! 100 hours? You know there was, like, segmented breaks. There had to have been.
I want to be very, like, it is super impressive that people can do this. I'm not trying to take away from them. Oh my god, that sounds terrible. Like, personally, for me, I could not do that. So, mad respect to the people doing that.
What blows my mind is someone put in that 100 hours of routing. Like, you are a god in my mind. I hate routing things that are more than 2 hours long. 100 hours? Come on. Like, somebody give that man an award. Give someone, like, there has to be something.
Well,
come on, crap.
Here's the other thing, like, not even just routing that, you have to assume they've run it multiple times, and they plan to do it more times.
Yeah, like, it wasn't like a one-and-done type thing. Like, this had to have been like a segmented practice thing, where they'd practice like a few hours here, and a few hours there. And also, on an MMO, there's like no save states. So how do you like, if you need to practice something, you just make a new profile and play like another few hundred hours to get back to that ultimate boss? Like, so you know you're at that same stats and you're not too buffed or something? I don't know. There's just so much in my brain that I'm like,
Especially for an MMO, you're right, I couldn't do it. Like, at least one as complex as that, like, RuneScape is like a completely different story, where it's like, that RuneScape's not complex, it's just, you know, tedious. Which, I say tedious as if that's a bad thing. I don't want to talk about how many hours I have in RuneScape. Just don't ask me that question. I don't want to think about it.
oh, I could talk to you all day about RuneScape. I have so many worries about the game, but I do enjoy the game. But I have so many worries about the game for the upcoming future. Especially with botting.
I will say I'm not familiar with the current ecosystem. Thankfully, for the rest of my free time, or anything else with my life, I've not played in a few years. Which, again, not saying it's a bad game, I'm just saying it's an MMO.
Yeah, yep. The only thing that I've been doing on MMOs is I tried the hardcore challenge. I thought that was kind of fun. Brought a little bit of a new flavor to a genre that I once gave up on.
For sure, yeah.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, we're good.
I lost my train of thought.
I do that all the time. Like I said, I get mashed potato brain a lot.
Somebody's saying the current RS ecosystem makes no sense. So the last time I played was... Oh god, it was right after... I'd say right after. It was the I don't remember what it was called, but it was in the Vampire quest line. It was the one that required like 80 con or something. And I just wasn't there yet. So I started grinding, and then I was like, okay, I'm grinding, I may as well keep grinding. And then I kind of lost interest once I realized that it wasn't, like, the fastest way to level it up, but you could just, like, go to Drift and then play Hearts forever, and then that just gets you 99 crafting. It's like, okay, I can just get 99 crafting while I do something else, I guess. Weird.
I gotta say, RuneScape, after, like, the years I put into it, every time I try to go back to it, I immediately lose focus on it. Maybe it's just, like, my aging ADD brain, I don't know. It just, I want to go back to it. I want to go back to those days where I used to have so much fun, and
Oh,
Maybe
for
the
sure.
MMO ecosystem is just so different now from when I grew up with it, where it was so everybody was communicating and talking with each other. Now it feels like a single player game with people running around me.
Especially in RuneScape, yeah. It was after Invention. Although I never touched Invention. I think I'm like level 20 Invention or something. Not high.
Okay, this is going to be a little risky. I have no health potions, so maybe we'll pull another perfect fight like I did in the tutorial. Let's go.
I think you've already healed up, but somebody was reminding you to heal. But health looks...
I don't care about that many sacks, but for some reason the white light on the ground bothers me during my runs. Oh, I did that the wrong way. That's okay. Okay, not bad. Not bad. I'll take that.
Somebody is asking if there is a no-hit speedrun category for the game yet.
Is there a what?
A no-hit category yet.
No. There is. No one's attempted it yet, at least. That I'm aware of. Okay, so now we move into this fight, which with my health could go really, really, really bad. Oh, actually. Oh yeah, actually no, it doesn't matter. We'll just go into the fight. Okay, come on, sorceress. Come on. Come on. Okay. Run almost died. The run almost died, like, as in, like, no world record. That laser beam would have touched me, it would have been over.
The dream is still alive.
Somehow the dream is still going. Somehow the dream is still going. I don't know how.
Now that we're out of the tense part, the it looks like the speedrunning community is a little divided in their advice. You got one half that's going, "Don't worry, just play it safe. You're on a great pace," and the other half is going, "No, have the world record, all the risk."
I love that. And I'm gonna bet it's Hunter saying to play it safe. It's always Hunter being like, "Play it safe. Don't lose the pace." I appreciate it for that.
Actually, nobody.
Oh, nobody's actually telling me to is telling me to play it safe. Usually it's Hunter. Nobody's usually like, "Push it, push it."
Nobody is the angel on your shoulder, and Willie is the devil on your shoulder right now.
Okay. Whew. Done with the clock tower. Now we're gonna leave clock. Oop. If I don't get stuck on stairs. And that is the second heart. So we're more than halfway done with the run. Okay, we're gonna head into the greenhouse area. Woo! Everybody's favorite area. Yeah. Woo. That's just a joke. I don't think anybody in the speedrun community likes the greenhouse area. No one likes the fact that this run has RNG, but we also don't want it fixed because then there's like no risk of like losing anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If everything, like, excuse me. Like RNG is the bane of like every speedrunner's existence, but also at the same time, like usually runs that have no RNG can be a little stale, depending on the game, of course. Like in some games, it's like, oh good, there's no RNG, because otherwise this would be terrible.
Also, something I didn't mention inside the tutorial, for some reason these enemies, when you destroy them, they leave bodies that sometimes have collisions, so you can't go through the bodies, and it's just they're one of the only ones. And sometimes it's a good thing. I know that sounds weird because I just like I was complaining about it, but sometimes you can press stuff up against the bodies, so then you don't move. So then you can just continuously wail on enemies.
Kind of like right there. That's actually beautiful.
Okay, we are all good to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And now back to Mirror Plaza. Oh! I ran into that same pot in the tutorial! That thing's out to get me! It's a conspiracy! I promise you.
It knows what channel you're on.
Oh, okay. Ooh, ooh. Running into things I don't want to run into. Come on, let's go.
Somebody is
Put this thing back together.
If
Oh, go ahead.
Sack from this section can be used with the bulb later.
Yes, yes. Any sack can work with any bulb. God, that is such a weird sentence. just not the sentence I was like picturing when I said it. Like, huh? Is that allowed on GDQ? Can I say that? Like,
sometimes
that's
you
what
say sentences that make perfect sense, but they just don't feel great to say.
yeah, it's like, huh? Am I giving the birds and the bees to the audience right now? Well, I don't know. Alright, here we go. We're gonna talk with the statue again. And these pool noodles. These decrepit... I hate these pool noodles so much. Ooh! Ooh! Okay. I have a lot of health. Hey. This is looking really snazzy. And I picked up a bulb sack and everything. Yeah, look at that. The run really wants to happen. I'm so appreciative of this run. Thank you. I used a potion on accident. That's okay. It's not like I didn't want to do that.
Watch out!
Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, this is the last MacGuffin. We got the last MacGuffin. God, we were nowhere near this area in the tutorial. Ah,
yeah.
love it. Alright, this is the final part. We are moving into the castle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Buy 2 health potions. And let's go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. One last well, actually, there's 2 last missions, but we got the sneak one, and then collecting the 4 cards, and then 2 bosses. Okay, 1. Okay, don't worry about what just happened. That didn't happen. Nobody saw the card capture me. I promise. That was all a lie.
Yeah, it's weird. The entire screen just disappeared for
Yeah,
5 seconds.
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Watch out.
Okay, woo! Let's go! This is world record pace! We're on such a good pace right now. All I gotta do is hopefully the queen stretches out to smack me in the face. That's all I gotta hope. We just gotta hope that she does that one attack during the tutorial. There's no way I just gave a tutorial and I'm on this pace. Like, oh my goodness.
And yet, here we
Watch
are.
out. Burst. Watch out. Burst.
Because I know everybody in the community is watching right now, and they saw my health, and they were gonna point out that I should heal. I already saw my health and was like, I know what's about to pop up in that chat. I can't even see the chat, and I already know someone was gonna be like, oh, you should heal. Okay, moms. Never let me have any fun.
Hey, Mom!
Yeah! Let Dad walk in and be like, are you winning, son? And be like, nope! Because I died because I didn't heal. That's how exactly that would go. So, before I get ridiculed without using my health potion, I'm just gonna pop it so I don't have to hear it in the Discord. So... if I die right here on this pace, they would never let me live this. On GDQ... oh man, this would become like the meme of the whole community. They would bag on me.
Well, I will have you know that you were correct. Some people were going to point it out, but you beat them to it.
I'm so glad. I knew it. Okay.
Burst.
I'm gonna try to squeeze out as much damage as I can on her.
Burst. Watch out! Burst!
This is tense.
Burst! Watch out! Burst!
Truth.
No, come on! I'm dead. I'm dead.
No.
This.
Okay, wait.
Watch out.
Come on.
That was such a big clutch. Oh my god.
Come on.
Oh!
Time. World record by 20 seconds. My god. Oh my gosh, no way. 20-second world record on GDQ? You've got to be kidding me right now. Oh, I'm so sorry. That was insane.
That was
oh
so
my
close
God.
at the end. That was impressive. I thought that was over.
Oh my goodness.
You had no health.
I don't even know what to say right now. I have no idea what to say. I am like, oh. Oh.
That was
Oh my
that
god.
was clutch. Good job. That was amazing.
I'm gonna tell everybody right now, I have been nervous about this all day. I thought about this at work. I thought about this when I got home. I just could not stop thinking about this. And to see this happen in front of all these people, to get a world record by like 20 seconds on something we've never, oh my god, like I got
was
tears, man. I got
incredible.
tears. Oh my god, that was amazing. Also, I know this is gonna be so random, but first time Shaco, I love your name. Oh my god, the devs are in here! Coco, oh my god, this is... Oh man, even the devs are in here right now. This is too good. This is like a dream come true. A dream come true. Thank you all. Thank you, GDQ. Thank you, everybody. Oh man.
Thank you for coming on. This was incredible.
Oh.
That was such a good run, and that clutch at the end was it was fantastic.
Oh, thank you for having me here. This was I thought this was gonna go okay, but this went perfect. Perfect. I couldn't have had this any better. You're all awesome. Everybody was here. Oh my god. Woo! Man. Yeah, if you want to say anything, I got nothing left to say other than thank everybody. Thank you, community. Thank Coco Cucumber. I'm just too... My blood pressure's at like 1,000 right now. My BPMs are at 300. Woo!
We talked about it a little bit earlier, but there is a speedrun Discord. I'm just grabbing the link here. I almost spelt speedrun as 2 words. That would have been tragic. I would never live that down. Speedrun is 1 word.
Did you imagine if I would have died? I'm sorry, I'm talking to myself. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Oh, that would have... that moment, I can't imagine how tense that was, because that clutch was so close to it just being tragic.
Whew. Okay, anyway, just saying sorry. I was talking to myself. I didn't mean to say that out loud. It just I have my brain and...
So there is a speedrun Discord. I've just linked it if you are interested in joining. If you're interested in learning this run, getting in the community, this was legitimately a very sick run. So that's I am legitimately considering picking this game up.
I'm submitting this SGDQ and AGDQ at some point. I have to. Oh my god, that was so fun. This is the most fun I've had in a long time. I needed this. I've been going through a lot in life. I needed this. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
I'm sorry to hear that, but
No. It's nothing. It's nothing bad. It's just like everybody has their stress in life. It's just I needed. Everybody needs a high in life, and this was it. So. Ooh. All right. Well, I don't know what else to say. I don't have anything else to show off. If we have extra time, I could fill it with something else, but otherwise, I think I'm good here.
We've got a little bit, but I think unless you really want to, I think you deserve a little bit of a break if you want.
Can I ask chat? Can I show off like a 2-minute run?
You want to do Barn?
No, it's not even of this game. It's like super quick. It's nothing. It's super family friendly. It's a 2-minute run. If they want to, if I have time, I just thought cool, perfect, works for me. I just thought it'd be fun to ask. All right, so have me on the couch. Have me on the couch. That's so funny. Awesome. By the way, guys, thank you so much. I will see you guys in a little bit. Oh, actually, not a little bit, but I'll see everybody else who joins the chat in a little bit. So, whew.
A little bit of a production issue here. I'm sorry, Richard. I did not.
No, you're good. You're good. Oh, I am just wow. Now to boot up the stream and watch everybody scream at me with hype words. This is kind of crazy.
So, yeah, there's not a lot much else to say here for the run. Besides, thank you so much for being on for teaching this game. I kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, but this looks like a super easy run to get into. You also talked about it earlier. So, yeah, if you're interested in learning a speed game, if you want to get into the community, looks like a super easy game. Thank you so much for being on for teaching the game. Huge congrats on that record. That was incredible. We do have more show coming up afterwards. So after this, we are going to be having speedruns from the crypt. Just a quick reminder before we go to break, while we get ready for speedruns from the crypt. If you're over on YouTube watching, be sure to press the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, you can go to twitch.tv/gamesdonequick if you're interested in looking at our live content, starting weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. Thank you all so much for watching, and stick around for speedruns from the crypt. And again, thank you so much for being on the show and teaching. That was incredible.